Alright, good morning everyone. I'm here. It's happening. You already know who we're here with today. Fiona. B. Stream. Alright. No preamble. We'll get straight into it.
Publicly, and it's like,
oh,
some things you need to keep to yourself, you know?
Well, yeah. Okay. Some things we need to keep to ourselves. Noted. Okay. Hi guys. We're all, oh, hi Cartoon G. I see you in chat. Hello.
Oh my god, he's here?
Yes.
Hi.
Hello. Everyone, do you want to... I already kind of introduced you, but do you want to quickly go around and say your names? Say hello. Oh, don't all jump at once, jeez.
Do we do it in like alphabetical order? Do we do it in age order?
Let's go across the screen. So we start with Fee and end with B.
Cool.
Alright, sure. Hi, my name's Fiona Apollo. I am an art commentator, much like many of the other girls here. I mostly talk about fandom, animation, like, all of that kind of stuff. Forgive me, I've had a drink. But yeah. I'm here to talk about art stuff.
Which is why you had the drink, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, you guys, you're on my channel, you already know who I am. So we can skip
no,
me.
Introduce yourself again. We insist.
Oh, okay. I make cringe content online, and I make that everyone else's problem, and I won't stop. I would apologize, but I'm not sorry.
Hello. I'm Streamline Workshop. I don't know why you're here. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why any of us are here. Your turn, B.
You know what? Valid. Hi, I'm B. My channel's Ponder Sprocket currently. I'm your resident tentacle monster, and fucking I make art related things sometimes.
Sometimes? It's
Question mark? It definitely varies.
I love how unsure we all are about our own existence on this platform. None of us know what the fuck we're doing, I think is the takeaway here.
I'm going through a transitional process. It's a work in progress.
The whole thing.
I have very quick beef. I have two things. First of all, as I was putting on the names of the people going to be in this stream, you know, in the title and all that jazz, B, what is your YouTube at? What is this? What are these numbers? Why are you 2,274? How many sprockets came before you?
Apparently a lot. I don't know. YouTube has, after it made its changes, some channels got like a sequence of numbers after their YouTube ad. I happened to be in that camp. I don't know why, but you know what? It doesn't really matter. At some point, the channel name is going to change, so hopefully I'll be able to get rid of those numbers when that happens.
You can like just change it like from YouTube Studio now.
Yeah, but the problem is I don't know if that counts as like a channel name change, and I know that when you do that, you have to wait like another year before you can do it again, and I don't know if my new assets are going to be ready in that time, so I don't want to risk it.
Not fair.
I'm gonna be very cruel right now because this applies to me as well, so I feel like I can make this joke. B, how long till those assets are ready?
Hey,
I have a scalpel and I will use it.
Hey, Valley, when's that video coming out?
You know the worst thing is there's like a lineup of different things that you could have shot back with. I thought you were gonna choose the reference sheet. I thought that was gonna be the play.
Oh wait, no, here, I'll take a
valid.
lower blow then. When's the second part of the VidCon video coming out?
Oh, okay, fuck you. You know damn well that's almost done. You... Actually, speaking of, there will be
a year, I'm just saying.
Maybe I release it the day we go to VidCon, you don't know.
Yeah.
Although,
Just be like,
counterpoint...
I'll be up this year. Today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say counterpoint, Bees isn't out either.
Okay, I just need to finish the art for it. If I didn't have that interaction that I have to talk about, that I have to make like little art stills for, the video would be so much closer to done. It's very close, I promise.
I also wanted to point out, this is the first time we've gotten into one of these sort of streams and haven't done fake beef beforehand.
I was thinking about tweeting out fake beef like 2 minutes before the stream started.
I mean, we could beef right now if you want.
We kind of are.
You little bitch.
Really? Really? That's what you're going with?
It's the first thing that came to mind. I call everybody a bitch. What do you want?
I don't know if you
should
be calling her little, though.
Oh, you!
No.
I will bite your ankles.
Wow. stream, you just savagery every single fucking time. Mako sends, hey B, how those assets?
Okay, look, if you guys had any fucking clue of how much shit I have to do, I've got like 4 different backgrounds, the amount of varied sets that are split apart between body parts, I hate myself.
I feel like that's a trend of all artists. We all kind of hate ourselves.
Yes, and we punish
Comes with the
ourselves
job.
for it.
That's why we're here. Okay, alright, let's get into it then, otherwise we'll just keep shooting the shit forever. So,
We will do that.
yeah, honestly, let's be real, we're going to go off on tangents. It is going to happen. We already did our very basic introductions, obviously, but let's go in a little bit deeper. We're doing impromptu deep dives on each other. So, quick question. How the fuck did you get here? Why are you here? Why did you start making this content? Do you regret it?
Are we still going like the same format where it's like from
Yeah,
left
Fee,
to right?
you go first.
Yeah, let's throw it all on Fee first. Fee's first time here, let's throw it at him.
Yeah, cool. Okay. So I started YouTube because I had a breakdown in 2020 thanks to lockdown. I was on my own, and I needed something to distract my brain from said panic attack. And somehow I ended up stumbling upon, oh god, of all the people, Hopeless Peaches' channel. And a little bit after that, I also stumbled upon Thumin. I really liked the format that they used, not necessarily the topics they covered. And I just thought, oh, I think that's really cute. That's something that I feel would help me get out of this funk. And it did. I really enjoy it now. But, yeah. That's my origin story.
I have a feeling the same names are going to keep cropping up in our origin stories. I have a vibe for that. Or at least for Fee and I, because we kind of came into this scene at the same time, roughly. Like, if you were 2020, then I kind of showed up in 2020 as well. Stream, you're a little bit more of a long stay, from what I understand?
Kind of.
Think about it.
I don't know. Yeah, okay, I'll think about it while you do yours.
Oh, damn it, that wasn't me putting my hand up, but okay. I did that to myself, whoops. Yeah, I mean, I've kind of told this origin story on this channel a few times already. In terms of coming into art commentary, or commentary in general, my first video on it was about, Outlast, actually. Which, I think, either it was you, Fiona, or Duchess found me through my Outlast video, which, oh boy, I'm sorry. And then I also was watching Hopeless Peaches and Ponder at the time. I mostly blame Ponder.
God.
Yeah, I mostly blame you for
God.
this. Yeah, this is your fault. I'm pretty sure. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I'm pretty sure my first proper commentary video, I stole like some of the lines that you had said in your videos without realizing it. Like they had just been baked into my brain so much they came out into my video.
That actually vaguely sounds familiar. I do remember at some point watching some of your content, or like one video in particular, and being like, huh, that sounds like something I would say.
It probably was literally something you said.
Oh god.
Yeah, so I made a video on Spetchy or Speggy. I'm not sure what they go by anymore. I have not been keeping up with them. Basically, looking back at what was done to them by people like Darth Pino and being like, this was unnecessarily cruel. Like, I'm gonna make kind of a retrospective, being like, hey, maybe we shouldn't have done this and we should be a little more optimistic. And then the Hopeless Peaches drama happened, and I was like, huh, I have something to say about this. It was a very come to Jesus moment. I wish I could unsee Jesus.
You're first.
I was very wet behind the ears, like, you know, starry-eyed. I had hopes, I had dreams. I was like, oh, I'm going to say something, and I'm going to make the world a little better and hopefully help. Shouldn't have did that. Should have shut the fuck up. I wouldn't be here right now if I had just shut the fuck up. So yeah, that, and then everything else is just this channel, so I won't go through it. It's
I will
always
say, none of us really knew how things were going to play out, so I wouldn't blame yourself too much on certain things.
Yeah, I think we all left if we knew how it would turn out.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, in 2020 knowing this? Oh my god. How wild. I mean, I have lots of regrets about that time period, obviously. I can't be too regretful about it, because as much as I joke, like, oh no, I'm here now, I'm also here now. I know you guys. We're going to VidCon next month. Like, I can't bitch that much, honestly. I got more than I gave. Alright, stream, you can't escape it anymore.
Damn it. Okay. So, I actually had like a stranger introduction because I started watching DA rap videos when I was like 13 years old. And I just kind of like kept those on in the background while I drew for a few years. I started out like just like doing like animations and speed paints. But then like one of my friends, Sashley, she got caught up in some shit. And I decided to like make a video about it. And then I just didn't stop. And I wish I did.
I feel like that's the trend. It's like, I just didn't stop.
It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. Once it goes, it's just going and going and going.
And then it becomes a snow boulder.
Yeah, and then it
I am
crushes you.
kind of like upset a little because I started like the channel like, oh, you know, like kind of like the same as Matt, like, oh, I want to like help people out with like and like talk about stuff. But I think it's really easy to like get caught up in like internet bullshit, which is why I took like a year away.
Mm-hmm.
I think
It's also
most of us started out being like, oh, I want to try and help somewhere. And yeah.
The problem is when you set out with that mindset, there are people who will pick up on the fact it's like, oh, they want to help. They want to help me. And sometimes they are not the people that you want to help. And they all come out of the woodworks clamoring and clawing at you.
What do you mean? B, you don't want to fix my drama for me? What do you mean?
Weirdly, I'm not super keen on it nowadays.
What? You mean I fostered this friendship to get a get out of jail free card with you, and you're not even gonna give it to me? Oh,
Yeah,
oh my
come on.
god.
Self-sabotaging.
We're listening for your origin story now. What's your villain
Yeah.
origin story?
Oh, my villain origin story is that I started in the slideshow commentary community, which, so I stumbled across the slideshow commentary community completely by accident. I think with videos by creators like Mephistan, Youngblood Fantasy 91, Blistered Blood, and TOG Professor, which I know basically none of you are gonna know those people. But I conceptually liked the idea of like, oh, they sort of just take comments where like they call out the things that they think are wrong in a video and they make content out of it. And I was like, that's a cool idea. So I was working on a comic at the time, and one of the characters that I was working on for it I really, really liked. So I sussed out her design and I plopped her in as like the character still that I was going to use because she was really fun to draw. And I sort of figured I would only really be in the community for 2 years. Eventually, I'd lose interest and I'd sort of dip. And then certain things that I will not mention, exploded. My channel blew up really fast. It gave me a panic attack when it first happened. And now, I think it was... Oh, fuck. It was some commentary on... I don't remember the other guy. It was like Ernie something, maybe, but one of the people in the video was Lance 1000. And that was, I think, the very first video where I used art footage as my backing, because I thought it would be a little bit easier than going in and doing the character stills. I thought I could get the video done faster. I was sort of right, but I did incorporate the character stills again later on. And I've been slowly veering more and more into ArtCC content for the past few years, because it ends up... I was right. I did lose interest in the SCC after a period of time. It just took a little longer than I thought. And I have been slowly moving into a community that fits into my proclivities and what I like and who I am as a person, and that happens to be the ArtCC.
Well, I mean, that kind of leads us into the obvious question, what the fuck even is the ArtCC at this point? What does that mean to you when you say that?
Fee?
Oh, we still going?
Yeah, you're first.
Yeah, fuck it, we'll go around the circle.
Clockwise!
Right, so I have kind of an objective view on the ACC because for the longest time, because I'm stubborn, I more so attributed it to formatting. So for me, ACC basically means art commentary. Okay, we're making commentary and we're using speed paint as a background. We're using art as the footage. That was all that it was to me. But then all of a sudden, as I got more kind of entrenched in the community itself, I started noticing trends of people talking about other people within the community and all that kind of stuff, and that eventually led to a bunch of dramas. And that seems to have happened with the audience as well. People seem to associate the ACC more with a particular group of people who are willing to talk about these specific individuals. And I don't know. I kind of wish it was as simple as the whole formatting thing, but I don't. It doesn't seem that way. Is all I can really say.
It definitely started out that way, I think, to a certain extent, especially in the younger years where it very much was, you know, artists were the ones using art as their background for the commentary, so they tended to talk about things they enjoyed and did. But yeah, it was just the B-roll. Like, I hate to retread old fucking ground, but I made a video where I tried to categorize commentary a little bit better. And the thing about art commentary as a title is it shares a lot of similarities with, like, just basic commentary or gameplay commentary, where it's just based on what their B-roll is rather than the topics. But even that now is skewed, because now we're getting people called art commentary who don't even make art or put art in their videos. They're just kind of there by association or vibes, which I did point out in that video that a lot of the labeling of different commentary is based purely on vibes and clicks and what other people want to label you as. Especially because, like, let's be fucking frank, especially at the moment, starting from 2020 and peaking around now at the, well, for the foreseeable future, ACC, or being called an art commentator, is basically just derogatory at this point. It's like being called a T channel. Like, someone goes, oh, you're in the art commentary community, and my skin crawls. Like, I'm like, oh, fuck. No, let me out. I don't want to be here. Which is unfair, because, yeah, on the surface of it, it should just be because I use art in some of my videos, which I don't even always do. But that's not what it means anymore. That's not what people are implying when they say, oh, you're in the art commentary community. Derogatory. Someone in chat pointed out, yeah, Harley being called an art commentator. I've heard Oranges called an art commentator. Like,
Oranges will kill you if you call him an art commentator.
Hold on, I'm going into DMs real quick.
I'm gonna test this theory.
Yeah, hold on. Hold on. Derogatory. I'm gonna put that in brackets.
Oh yeah, he has to know. He has
must
to know.
know.
He has to know you're using a slur against him.
Actually,
I need to very quickly derail. I'm sorry, just very quickly. I was on stream once playing Minecraft with Oranges, and I forget what I did to him, but I don't know, I blew up something of his. And he was like, wait, you're streaming? And I was like, yeah. He's like, hold on. And he DMs me the N-word because he couldn't say it. And he needed me to know.
I need to call you this thing, but I'm being respectful of your platform.
Oh my god. Anyway, please continue, stream.
Great question. What was I gonna say?
Well, someone has a question in chat. Does Harley count as slideshow commentary? No. No, I don't think so. I think Harley is like generalized commentary, like gameplay kid, a little bit of a... They used to be a little bit of a T channel, and they're moving more over into long-form retrospective stuff, so I think they're just in a transitional phase at the moment.
Valid.
Alright, stream, what do you think art commentary is?
I don't know, cause like I don't like I mentioned this in the chat, but like my first experience with art commentary was very DA ranting community skewed. So that was like what I thought art commentary was for a long time. So yes, talking about art, but making fun of it, and not so much out of like, you know, a joy of creating. But like in recent years, obviously, it's like it's morphed into something else. I'm not really sure anymore because I kind of stopped paying attention to community politics because it stresses me the hell out.
Valid.
Mood.
Yeah, it's like everything's on fire, and I kind of glance over. I'm like, I'm gonna go play Minecraft now. Fuck this. And then I look over at Minecraft community. It's also on fire. I'm like, God damn it! Is it me? What's going on?
This is why you need to touch grass every once in a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I don't want to. I'm definitely allergic. I am lying, but also it is itchy. That's my excuse. It's itchy. I don't want to touch it.
I touch grass and dirt a considerable amount of time, but that's because I'm usually burying things in my backyard.
Oh, I always forget you are just like an actual cryptid.
I am the tentacle monster that I portray myself as. What you don't know is that when I go to VidCon, I alter my chromatophore so you just can't see the real skin tone.
I see. You should have not do that this time.
I should just come out to VidCon totally green. You're right.
Exactly.
Oh, so we're doing Homestuck again.
Oh god! Let me just put some Sharpie all over my skin.
Get the Sharpie bath organized. Actually, I gotta comment on the first VidCon video. Apollo, people are like, their heart is broken that your hair is bright red, not bright green.
Oh, that's fine. It's gonna be purple this time.
Oh, based?
Yes!
Based?
I was so tempted to go purple, but I think I will probably stick to green. I might get it professionally done so it's more vibrant this year.
Ooh, nice.
We've all gotta...
Yeah, I can't afford that.
Oh, we've all gotta come with fun hair colors this year. So people can identify from a distance that we're fucked up.
No, that's
they
specifically
can
why
see
I don't want hair colors.
It's like a warning sign. It's like, oh, the mentally ill people. Let's cross the road.
It's
Okay,
a
well,
way
see,
of
if I could-
deterring predators.
Yes.
I'd have blue hair. I'd have like the biggest red flag.
I
No, the
mean-
biggest red flag is green hair. Excuse you.
What's the
Green
biggest
hair
red
means
flag?
you have all the problems.
I listen. The meme is blue hair and pronouns, not green hair and pronouns.
That is true.
Listen, green hair is the hardest to maintain. Therefore, if you're upkeeping
Yep.
it, you've got something seriously fucking wrong with you.
Absolutely.
I mean, in fairness, I'd be more concerned if you had blue hair and no pronouns.
Damn, what am
Oh.
I?
Yeah, what are you?
So,
Sounds like a vibe, honestly.
right? It's so much easier if you just, like, every time people come up to me and they're like, what are your pronouns? I'm like, it's more fun if you guess.
Oh, God.
It is! It's more fun if they guess.
I.
The
You know,
things- the
definitely
things
they
people come
them.
up with.
That would be my guess if I didn't know you. They them. Gremlin, creature, it.
I'm fine with it. The things that people come up with are always fun. I remember saying on stream that, like, I don't have a preference, and then I saw people, like, bickering about my preferred pronouns, and a friend was like, don't you think you should correct them? And I'm always like, no.
let the bloodbath continue.
Let the games begin.
Oh, we're completely off topic.
Oh,
What
yeah.
does our
Sorry.
commentary mean to you?
I'm a little close to Fiona, but I definitely started in the camp of, like, people who are art commentary draw art or they make art in some fashion while they are just talking about things that they enjoy or things that they have an opinion on. But in the same regard, I don't want to be too restrictive because I don't want to completely cut people out of the community if they themselves are not an artist, but if they want to talk about art community adjacent topics. So maybe they have gameplay footage, but they're talking about, like, fucking what's an example, like comic con artists, like the people who pretend to be artists at conventions and artist alleys and they take up artist spaces, or they want to talk about like copyright or AI bros or stuff like that. Like, I don't want to be too restrictive, but I think a lot of it does come down to like the type of content you create and whether it would be interesting specifically to an artistic audience. So in that regard, you can get really, really varied stuff. You can get stuff that is specifically art community adjacent, or like just stuff that artists would really have an interest in, or like maybe people who have a passing interest. But then you could also veer into like drama content, because Lord knows artists will eat that shit up.
Oh god, artists are all petty bitches underneath.
I know!
I mean, yeah, that is kind of a running thing. I've always joked about it. It's like, artists have a whole lot of fucking aggression, a whole lot of issues, and there's nowhere for it to go except to either in art or, like, just rage venting. And unfortunately, if you become an...
That's why we're artists.
Yeah, we're rageful but haven't got the ability to do much about it, so we draw angrily. And then, unfortunately, someone gives us a microphone, and that trend continues.
In that regard, it may be a good thing when art commentators specifically talk about, like, drama-esque or, like, aggravating topics, because if they act as the outlet for the artist to just, like, connect this parasocial relationship to and, like, sort of, like, pseudo vibe with them over the course of this video and leave a comment, maybe that means that they don't have to focus their rage through their art and they can create something, like, specifically beautiful and like more akin to like what they want to create because it interests them on a personal level.
I guess it also
You mean,
kind
like, as
of...
opposed to kind of vent art, or
As opposed to vent art, yeah. So like watching our content would serve the same purpose as creating vent art, and then instead of creating vent art, they can create something else.
ah, right, I'm with you.
I would like to just very quickly take an aside to point out, Pamu just put in chat, just women. just that. Yeah,
Women.
It's like I'm not gonna lie. There's definitely an overlap with ovaries and artists where in this space there is definitely that happening. I don't know what that.
Gossipy ovaries.
Well, I mean, how much of that comes down to perception as well? Again, I talked about that in the commentary video, why commentary hates commentary. It's like, how much of it is, oh, this is, you know, tea drinking art commentary because it's a woman, and then when it's a man, it's just commentary. Like, how much of it is perception?
We
I mean, the
saw that
guy
happen with, like,
section seems to be
Sponsor.
more so gaming.
I mean, I feel like gaming's just, it's the standard for that space, and then also it's really easy to use. So I feel like the reason gameplay is used, not because gamers love commentary, because it's just the easiest format that anyone can use at this point.
I sort of get not annoyed with gaming content, but like I feel like it's a little lacking, and maybe this is just me, but I sort of like it when the footage pertains to what's being discussed. So sometimes if I'm coming up with a topic, I will specifically either make a art recording that is directly related to what I'm talking about, or I will try to find something from my past recordings that is tangentially related. Whereas it really feels like people who insert gaming footage just like record whatever the hell they were playing that night and they just slap it in there. Like there's absolutely no connection to the topic within the video, and it bugs me a little bit. Like I want there to be a tad bit of correlation. Maybe that's just me.
No, I get what you mean. Like, I kind of get that even with art commentary sometimes, where the speed paint has nothing to do with what they're talking about. And, like, I've done that. Obviously, I've fucking done that. But it's actually, it's not a detriment so much as I love it when it is related. It's a little serotonin boost. I'm like, oh, they drew this for this video. Like, that's nice.
It's like that
Yeah, it
extra
definitely feels a lot
little
more
effort.
coordinated.
Well, I mean, it's
Yeah.
basically, what's the word? Not a fidget toy. When people, like, the gameplay commentary, the art commentary, B-roll and that, it's just to give people's eyes something to do. Like, I don't know how true this is of everyone, but if I'm not doing 3 things at the same time, I can't function. Like, I currently
yeah,
have a
I know
fidget
this.
toy in my
Second
hands.
screen.
I'm jumping between tabs sporadically. Like, I can't just sit down and do one thing. It cannot happen. So if there's not something moving on the screen, I'm like a child. If there's not something moving on the screen at any point in time, I cannot watch your video.
Well, I mean, that brings like it back to the point that like the audience for art commentary doesn't really even watch the video.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
people
they
treat
just
it like a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gee. We'll loop back to that later. Hold on. There was something about that I touched. Oh, God damn it. What was it? The brain. It fell out. It was... Oh, Stream, you mentioned before that you kind of came from DA ranting.
Oh no. Yeah.
This isn't a call-out post, but I can make it a call-out post if you like.
Get her.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying... Look, my pet theory is that the art commentary community sort of bore itself out of slideshow commentary and the DA ranting community. So it's not like it had great parents. It didn't fall far from the tree in the end. Well,
Yeah. Wait. Well, what's your question like relating to that then?
well, you said in private that it's like it's the amalgamation that became the art commentary community, and you actually came from DA ranting. So I feel like you'd actually have a better idea of how it twisted into it. Or did you just get swept up in it?
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of weird because any observations that I made back then were like between the ages of like 13 to like what 16 maybe. So already unreliable narrator. It's
Let it cook.
I
let
feel
it
like
cook.
a lot of the petty spitefulness that came from like the energy that I guess Creep Short might have had was unfairly almost only assigned to like modern art commentary, because that was there since the beginning, except it was the guys who were doing it, and like they were like making fun of like either like kids like drawing cringy things or like cringy animations, or like you know like talking about like weird fetishes on the internet. Like
So like Leafy for artists, essentially.
huh?
Leafy? You familiar with Leafy? Kind of the sometimes.
No chin.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Leafy,
Yeah,
but
like
for
Leafy for
artists.
artists?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although,
So I
no, sorry, go ahead.
I think like what started morphing it was when first of all DA cringe started falling off. Second of all, Solar Sands started making more like actual art commentary stuff, like actually just talking about art like as a commentary. And then PK Russell went for a bit longer, but then he kind of like shot himself in the foot and then the head.
And then showed his butt on Twitter.
Yes, and then showed his butt on Twitter.
The natural
And
progression.
then Spockter, yeah, of course. But Spockter like stayed around for a while, and he was like, I guess, what like kind of was the standard, along with like YouPonder, for like at least like the DA ranting side of the community. Like that became like more what we should expect from videos. And then obviously like the people who were inspired by them started creating more videos like them, and that's how I think we ended up here.
I mean, Spockter's interesting because they definitely came from DA ranting and slideshow commentary, but then they kind of got assigned to art commentary, even though I'm pretty sure they never actually used art B-roll. They just had slideshow and then live action stuff.
Yeah.
So, again, it's interesting.
Also just covered people.
Yeah, although in fairness, a lot of the subjects that he covered was more art related, so I can kind of see it. But I remember specifically having a good old cackle when Cecil McFly's video on the art commentary community finally dropped. I was very excited about that. When that finally dropped, and clearly Spockter hadn't watched it and made a take on Twitter about it, being like, these sensitive people. And I'm like, Cecil is the wrong bitch to be saying this sensitive snowflake in the art commentary community. I'm like, oh, this is the wrong play. But even that, it's really interesting seeing like, oh, I think I have a perception of what this person would be like based on their content, so I'm going to call them a snowflake. And it's like, again, perception is so important in these things that it's kind of ridiculous, especially when you brought up Creepshow. Creepshow is also interesting because they're very strongly just art commentary. They use art B-roll, they talked about art, and then they kind of veered into Creepshowisms. But for a little bit there, right before her fall, she was a commentary bro, which is really fascinating because she is like the quintessential tea-sipping art commentator, but because they kind of liked her and they had a beef with Chris Hansen, the Goon Squad and all that, she was an honorary commentary bro. And as soon as she slipped and everyone saw her being a massive bitch and a bit psychotic, suddenly she was an art commentator again. Again, it's all just vibes-based in politics, which is why I don't respect it.
We adopt you until you do something that we don't like.
Exactly.
And then you're ousted.
Yeah, then you're back to being art commentator derogatory.
Actually, pertaining to like the DA ranting community, like specifically, you could maybe make the case that the DA ranting community was a continuation of what we were already seeing on DeviantArt with journals, because journals would be made that would be like calling out or making fun of specific artists. And I think the DA ranting community just turned that into a video format.
Yeah, I can see that. Like I said, a lot of art commentary did spawn from DeviantArt cringe back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Although, granted, I feel like I should be more familiar with DeviantArt cringe, but I just never got into DeviantArt drama. I don't know where you guys got it from.
Being 13 years old?
You're right, I was never 13.
Yeah. Every
You
good
just
DA
materialize.
drama was like the end of the world when you're that age.
That is true. Like, yeah, kids don't have any emotional regulation at all, and then adults are like, you're annoying and easy pickings, I'm going to bully you. Which, look, I said this before in joking, like, bully children, and I kind of believe it to a certain extent, but what irks me a lot with this content, it is more prevalent now and sort of, I don't know, 5 years ago, where there was still bullying kids, just like Leafy and DA ranting and stuff, but now it was dressed up in the language of, like, moral superiority, where it's like, oh, I'm not bullying a child, I'm just holding you accountable, and it's like, no.
Oh my
You're
god,
just-
I hate...
Yes?
The next time someone uses those words, I'm going to have to put my hands around their neck and wrangle them until they admit they just want to bully some kids.
Stream, I need to
Like,
hold
they are
you
not
accountable.
abusive, they are 12.
Not abusive,
Stream, you have to
that's
remember. You have to remember that bullies are cowards. They're inherently going to go after the easiest target. And if the easiest target is a literal child, they're going to do that. That's one of the reasons, like, I think that was a big thing in the original DA ranting community. Like, going back and looking at it now, you can tell that a lot of the artists that they were talking about were children. But back then, there was just, like, a general thing that you didn't say how old you were online, and that was supposed to protect you. But it gave these guys, like, a level of plausible deniability, where they could be all like, I didn't know that they were 12 years old. How could I have known that? You're supposed to be 13 when you go on DeviantArt.
Yeah, and it's like, you knew they were, like, even if they're 13, that's not much better, is it? It's like,
Yeah.
kids type a certain way.
Oh, God. Even just, like, some of the things that they say, or the fandoms that they engage in sometimes.
I mean,
Be
we
like,
have Stream
oh,
sitting right here. Come on.
Hey!
Sorry, low-hanging fruit, it was right there. Oh, God. Well, I mean, look, like I said, I think bullying online has its place. Like, to a certain extent, I truly believe that. It just irks me when people pretend it's not bullying. It's like,
Yeah.
just admit it. Because if you dress it up as a moral crusade, then there are going to be some people that genuinely believe you. And be like, oh, you're doing a good thing. It's like, no, they're bullying a child for fun online. Like,
Well, it's also, like, years down the line, that might come back to bite you in the ass.
it tends to, yeah.
Yeah, and it tends to be when that audience that you manipulated and convinced you were on a moral crusade, like, grows up.
Yep.
Yeah. Again, that's
Then they
kind of
get
what got...
offended.
Yeah,
Why
especially
do
if...
us all this time? Sorry.
No, I mean, that happened to a lot of creators recently, but the poster child for it is Creepshow, where it came out that her morals did not align, well, her purported morals did not align with her actions, and she got eaten alive for it. And then all the weird stuff about stalking happened. It was like, oh, you're proper crazy. Crystal...
It's one of those things where, like, I can't imagine spending that much time focusing on, like, an individual. Like, it seems exhausting. I've already got so very little gas in the tank, and to see someone just, like, have, like, so much energy that they can hyper-focus on this one individual that pissed them off a decade ago is baffling.
Yeah, like, you could have used all of that time, like, improving your own life and, like, getting, I don't know, one up over them if you're really that bothered, but instead you just chose to, like, drag them down to your level.
Okay, but consider
Yeah.
I will fester in my hatred to the end of time and I never forget.
Some people really be like that. I can't relate because, like, certain things is just like ADHD brain go burr and then it's gone.
Yeah, I've got too many weird hyperfixations to focus on a person. Like, it's not a fandom, it's like, no. Just no. People are annoying.
I want to know where these people get the time. Like, I can barely find the time to, like, have a proper eating schedule. Where are you finding the time to stalk somebody for 10 years?
Yeah.
Right?
Like, they're not even getting paid for it. Some people get paid to do
Yeah.
this kind of work. You're doing it for free. Like,
That is the crux of it. Is like so much of like, especially if you're a content creator already, it's like you could be making stuff that you could be getting paid for. Why are you doing whatever the but like at that point it becomes a question of like, is it a hobby? Have they hyper fixated and started to obsess to such a degree that stalking a person has become a hobby for them?
or even just like
Yeah.
part of their life, like habit almost.
Yeah. Like, it's just like, you know, you wake up in the morning, you check Twitter, you check whoever the fuck you were stalking that month. It's weird.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like I said, I don't have enough energy to put into that kind of shit. Like Stream said, how are you gonna balance a life and then also stalking? But also, I guess the point is they don't actually do the life part. They just go straight to stalking.
Well, they just claim that they have a life. It's one of those things where it's like the people who talk about other people being terminally online half the time are the ones who are terminally online and they are projecting. Because like if you
Literally.
were not terminally online, how would you be around all the time to see other people being terminally
Yeah.
online?
I mean, I think I'm pretty terminally online, but even I sometimes will look at people in my sphere or adjacent spheres and be like, how the fuck are you always here? Like, don't you have something?
Right.
Don't you have something to do? Anything?
We're talking about you, Crystal.
Oh, which friend am I gonna put on? I would love to put it on Harley, but Harley is often out touching grass, and it's annoying. I can't make that joke.
Harley's been like actually in real life. Like I'm proud of them.
Yeah, damn it. I want to bully them, but actually, yeah, I am just proud of them. Annoying, disgusting. Let's not be wholesome here. Let's talk about how the community has changed over the years instead, so I don't have to be wholesome. I mean, I guess we kind of already did, but even between 2020 and now, I feel like there's been a pretty radical shift in perception and what this community even does.
Well, yeah, because when 2020, that's when everything kind of kicked off, wasn't it? Because, like, it's... At least for me, it started with the Toby drama. That was, like, my first exposure to all the drama, like, bullshit going on. And before then, like, looking backwards, like... I don't know, it doesn't seem as... It never seemed as volatile as it did at that time. Like, even with everything to do with the SCC or all the stuff that I watched prior to 2020... It just seems to have snowballed continuously into this whole, like, convoluted bullshit involving a few specific people.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that perception for you and I because it's our time, like, we got here, we're experiencing it. So I guess, B, you're probably the best case study for this. You were here for the original ACC blowout with Spoctor. Would you say it is worse now than it was then?
You know what? I'm gonna be real. I don't know if I'm in a position where I can adequately ask that question, because like back then I was aware of like the hundreds of videos that were made on Spoctor within like a span of 4 days after the original videos came out. I do not pay enough attention to the community nowadays to be aware of all the in and outs and what's going on. Like half the time I don't even know what's going on in like my general circles. Sometimes I have to be informed about it by other people because I will spend like days or in some cases weeks just offline, not looking at this shit, just focusing on my own crap.
Yeah, hold on. Why do I get bullied for not answering my DMs, but B can just vanish into the ether for weeks on end? Why is that? This is not fair.
Because you're chronically online.
Because I'm a cryptid. People expect me to like vanish without any word. Like they don't even know that I'm there half the time. I'm a lurker.
What I want that status. Someone hand me that status. I'm sick of answering my DMs. I don't want to do it.
Set that expectation like when you like enter, like you know the whole if I set low expectations when I do something they're like surprised, and when I don't do something they're not upset.
Yeah.
Actually, Ash kind of asks a good question. Why are artists so dramatic / so drawn to drama? I mean, I'm not sure if that's an artist-specific thing. I feel like most people are drawn to drama to some capacity.
People like that hot
because we're
sauce.
nosy.
Yeah.
Yes.
The only difference between us and nosy audience members is that we're kind of doing it publicly, whereas most people just enjoy it and eat popcorn from the sidelines, which is objectively a healthier way to consume it.
Although if they're just eating popcorn and enjoying from the sidelines, a lot of the time they do lack that level of community discussion because they're not bringing it up. And when you bring it up, sometimes you do come into situations where like not everybody agrees with you, and you do have that discussion and you sort of open your eyes to the notion of like other perspectives. If you're just sitting back and passively consuming, you're not always getting that unless you are consuming instances where people are having that back and forth, and not everybody does that.
Well, I think probably the most unhealthy version of this, because there's like the spectrum of there's the creator and the audience, and when it comes to audience unhealthy behaviors, it's when they don't consume the whole drama. They get a snippet of it, and then they have very powerful opinions about that snippet and very publicly bitch about it on like Twitter or something, or in comments and that kind of thing. There's definitely something particularly annoying about the audience when they're so horribly misinformed and so confident in their misinformation. You just want to smack
Well, because they don't know. They don't know how misinformed they are. They get this idea in their this is it, this is how it is, this is always how it's been, and this is my opinion on it. And once they've settled on their opinion, they don't really think to go out and look for that additional information because they can't even fathom the notion that they're lacking in that.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean my favorite didn't tell me the whole story?
Well, because the audience doesn't have to worry about being wrong. Because they're never like the reflection that I might have to check more than one source to get the whole story never occurs to them. Because even if they like type like 18 bajillion comments in like one YouTube comment section, like no one's gonna know like that, like I don't know, user 8383 like said X, Y, or Z. Like the focus is always on the creators, and like, yeah, it's because we have a platform,
Mm.
but the lack of like reflection in that case then is even more annoying when they're like when they come onto like videos later down the timeline
age
where
poorly.
their original opinion is wrong. Yeah, like it's age poorly, guys. It's age poorly. Like, thank you for like, you know, telling me, because I definitely could see the future.
Yeah, imagine confidently coming in with the joy of hindsight and things that never were known at the time and being like, wow, this aged poorly. It's like, I don't see you doing jack shit to help the situation. It's so frustrating, especially when they like chide you for getting shit wrong or not being perfect. It's like, at least I fucking said something.
Yeah, and
Actually-
it's that lack of reflection as to whether something could be potentially wrong in the future. Like, oh, I
Yes.
could be wrong on this, but like, here's what I think is the fact right now. Instead, it's just like, no, this is fact. This will always be true, and there's no way that it could ever like be contradicted.
And I feel like in most dramas, you kind of have to live with the knowledge that you're probably going to be wrong in 3 years' time in some capacity. It's just like,
Yeah.
the degree of that wrongness is what's up for debate.
To be honest, that's kind of what paralyzes me to not make videos. Because like, whenever I'm making script, I'm always thinking, but what if I'm wrong?
I mean,
yeah, I've been having that with like the video that I'm working on now. I'm afraid like as soon as I put it out, I'm gonna get like a slew of comments being all like, actually, you are completely ignorant to this, and I'm like, okay, I stayed in the video multiple times that I struggle like on the opposite end of the spectrum of what I'm talking about, so I might be ignorant. Please inform me. You don't have to be a bitch.
well, it's interesting where it's like that dichotomy of you have to speak up, you have to say something about this and do something about it, but also we're gonna hold you to a ridiculous standard you can't possibly meet, so shut up. It's like, which do you want? We're like punished for actually trying, which is interesting.
Yeah.
dare
Punishment
you.
for trying.
I think
a
a
good
lot
way
of
to do it.
dramas in the not art space, like YouTube in general, has been, again, sort of from a bit earlier in general, so maybe like, let's say 2018-ish. Basically whenever the accusations against Slazo first dropped. That's kind of the benchmark a lot of people use, where we've seen how these accusations can warp and destroy people, and we've seen how creators specifically react to it. And now it for a while it flipped into one direction where it's like, okay, if an accusation comes out, no one say anything, no one believe it, wait, hold. And now it's kind of flipping back into the other direction after that didn't work. So I have a feeling we're going to be flip-flopping between these two extremes for the rest of time.
I just want people
Yeah,
to
probably.
like, have common sense, please.
Absolutely the fuck not, how dare you?
That's too
Common
unrealistic.
sense. I mean, now that 2020 has passed, what did we even fucking learn? What have we learned in the past? Well, actually, 2020 and then also this February.
Based on a recent call, absolutely nothing.
Trust no one, apparently.
We won't get into that. Damn it, stream.
Watermelon.
Watermelon. Chat's gonna be like, why do they want watermelon? Yeah, it does definitely feel like we're just gonna be watching the same mistakes, but I feel like some of that also is because new people come into the community and they make those mistakes that others have already learned from, and then the old guard, instead of like trying to help them get through the same shit old guard went through, they just bully them for it. It's like, yeah, I made that mistake 4 years ago, but fuck you for making it now.
Because
No,
the
no.
old guard is like salty about having been wrong and having been like harassed by the audience for making those mistakes.
Yep.
So now they want to be the person who's like harassing them. Well, they can't harass any of their peers because they've already like seen and like made the mistake. So they'll just harass the next generation because I don't know, responsibility for the youth. What's that?
Yeah, it's like the year
Yeah,
12
this
kids
time around,
bullying
it's
the
like the
7th
power
graders.
dynamic.
Yeah. Actually, hold on. Crystal's saying, see, I do feel there's more open communication between ACC and CC creators. What's a CC creator? Sorry, unlike before.
Commentary.
Oh, just commentary. Wait, so, alright, wait, so that's commentary creators? Anyway, unlike.
Commentary community.
Oh, you're right.
Right.
I could be wrong, but I feel now a certain person has gone, okay, I kind of have to address this because that line of thinking bothers me. Because every single time there's a drama of any capacity in any community, it's like, well, now that person's gone, everything is fine. And I said this fucking 2 years ago, I think now, where a similar sentiment had been said. I don't know if it was Creepshow or someone like that, where in a live stream, someone was like, oh, do you think now that so many bad people have been weeded out of the community, it's good? And I said then, and I'll say it again, no, there's always gonna be more shitheads. Like, that, you know,
There's always room to improve.
Yeah, and it's not like one problem is the problem. There's definitely, you know, bad actors that you can cut out, but it doesn't mean that it's not a movie. It's not a kid's movie. It's not like we have defeated the evil.
There's no happily ever after where like the status quo has been reached and everybody will remain that happy forever. Like there's always going to be little community disagreements. Every once in a while, somebody's going to get in beef. Somebody's going to want to throw hands at VidCon.
Me.
Everyone. It's the audience has this expectation of like there are these bad actors and as soon as we get the bad actors out it's fine, but like not only are we always going to be having new people coming in, sometimes the people within the community is like you just don't know that they're bad actors. That was the whole point, is like you didn't know that these people behind the scenes were being pieces of shit.
Well, especially in 2020, that was a culture shock for me, because at that point I didn't have any connections to the community at all. I was very much just a viewer, and I made my videos, and then people started talking to me, which I was like, oh no, these people. I think the most notable ones I first spoke to was like Manga Carmen and Peaches, and then I think B, you were probably next. I'm not sure, but yeah, it went from oh I'm a viewer of these people to they're in my DMs, and oh my god, the culture shock where it's like hold on, this is not what I expected. This is more snaky than what I anticipated. And it sucked. It was very disillusioning. I think in 2021-ish, I made a stream or a video where I was talking about how upset I was. It was after the Creepshow stuff came out, and I was upset because I held Creepshow in quite high regard at the time, and I was like, why do all my heroes suck? I feel like most people have that experience when they go from viewer to creator. They're like, oh, this is not what I expected.
Oh, these are just people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
There's
of
like
these
the
people are just like bad, but like we can't say anything because we don't have proof.
Well, I mean, some things don't deserve to be said. Like, there's certain dramas behind the scenes that it's like, oh, this person was mean to me. That's not the fucking internet's business. And
Exactly.
Actually, it's even funnier when the internet tries to make it like your business. 'Cause, like B, I'm sure especially has had experiences where people like come to them with like fucking relationship drama. And like, can you please expose my ex-friend, ex-partner, for doing this thing behind closed doors that affects no one but myself?
Yeah, even outside of that, I get the people who try to be subtle about it, where they try to specifically cozy up to me and be my friend so that they can subtly convey the notion that I should make a video on their ex who cheated on them. And it's like, fuck off. If you were actually my friend, you'd be concerned about like how stressful that sort of bullshit is for me and how I don't like people asking me to solve all their goddamn problems for them.
I mean,
This is why you need to charge for it.
yeah, you need to
Right.
charge. Do you want help? Also, wait, no, hold on. Don't start charging until you're done helping me. Hold on. I need you to listen to the vault stuff first. Hold on. Apollo, shut up. I don't have any money. Don't charge. I mean, yeah. Please don't.
It's okay, Mally, you get the discount.
Oh, yeah. Special treatment. Let's go. But I know what you mean. Especially, even as a viewer, I think there is some understanding that behind the scenes things can feel very transactional a lot of the time. Like, I mean, I typically, if I feel like a creator is being transactional with me, I generally just, like, stop talking to them over time. I feel like the people I have gathered are good, obviously. That's why we're going to VidCon. But there's definitely been creators where they're like, oh, hey, the only time they'll message was like, hey, can you share my video? Can I come on your podcast, do your stream, because I need more viewers this month? Can I, like, that's the only time they message me when they want something. And I'm like, bro, I have, like, 10K at the time. You have 200K. Shut the fuck up. Not naming names, but like, fuck you.
Speaking of this, actually, I've like gone in like the complete opposite direction, in which I've heard and like seen my friends like talk about how annoying it is to like have people only approach them for like clout related stuff, and so I've kind of just like started what if I just never asked anyone to be in like any video, and what if I just didn't talk to them about any kind of like creator stuff, so that they know for sure that I'm not even interested in that? And it's like it's not amalgamated. It's resulted in the fact that I have like one collab video on my channel, and that's it.
This is garbage. See, like, I want to do collabs with people, but I have that same problem. And especially because I tend to be, I'm aware of this and I'm sorry, I tend to be the person that's like, I have an idea, let's all go do this. And I just grab people and shove them into a Discord and be like, we're doing this now, or we're going to VidCon, or we're making a stream, or like, I tend to do that. And I worry that people find that transactional, but it's like, no, I just really like you and I want to make stuff.
Literally, same problem here. Like, last year, I was all about, like, getting people in, being like, hey, do you want to, like, give your thoughts on this video? Do you want to give your thoughts on this video? Blah, 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 blah. But, like, after a certain point, it's like, should I be doing this to this extent with this many people? Do they think that I'm just kind of using them?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a particular creator, I won't say who, because I'm sure that he doesn't want to be named, that I've invited to many different things, and most of the time he'll turn it down because either it's like a drama-related thing or he's busy or that kind of stuff, and I feel really bad for making offers that after they've said no to a couple of things, but I also don't want to feel like they're excluded, you know, where it's like, yeah, I always want to make the offer.
To feel like they're not being ignored.
Yeah. Well, even when I get people to voice in my videos and stuff, I feel like if I don't invite someone to do it just because I don't have enough roles or whatnot, they'll be like, why is everyone else here but not me? And it's like, fuck. Socializing hard.
It's a tricky bridge to dance on.
God damn. I mean, I think one of the things you brought up, Stream, was that you feel the community is actually more isolated. So that's kind of the opposite feeling of what Crystal was saying. What do you mean when you said more isolated? Do you mean like more cliquey or people don't trust each other? What were you meaning by that?
Yes and no. I mean, like, cause I don't know. I feel like at least before 20, I want to say 2021 or something like that. It feels like there was like a lot more like of an established group of creators in like whichever space that, you know, like whatever community, whatever space it is, and you would always see them like pop up in each other's videos, or like doing collabs, or like shouting each other out, or like stuff like that. And like there was a very obvious like dominant friend group in whatever space you were in. But like nowadays, like even though like, you know, like we might have friends and we might all know each other behind the scenes, like you don't really see people like doing that anymore. Even if you have like creators on, it's usually just like voice some lines and like that's about it. But it feels a lot more like everyone's almost become, I want to say, more professional in the sense that we're aware that this is a platform and not just a thing that we're doing with our friends anymore. And it feels a little more isolated that way.
I guess,
or maybe that's
like
me, because I'm like a social hermit.
Most of us kind of are to some capacity, which is why we all stress out about like, oh, do I invite this person to the thing or not?
There may also be that tangential fear of like if you invite them into your personal circle and then something happens, then the community expects you to like make a public statement on it, and they don't really consider like how you're feeling in the moment, that like you've potentially lost a friend, or like your perception of this person is totally wrong, and like you need time to readdress and reassess your feelings. Like it happened when Creepshow Art got called. Like all the people who were connected to her, everyone was like, make a statement, make a statement, make a statement. It's like, you guys need to remember that to these people, in some regards, Creepshow was their friend, and in some ways, like, she may have been love bombing them, so they felt especially broken and betrayed, like, after all this shit happened. Like, you can't really deny that, like, yes, there is that sense of professionalism, but the people behind the screens are still people, and they need the chance to, like, assess their emotions on a feeling, and they shouldn't feel pressured to speak on something publicly if they're not ready to.
Yeah, it feels like the whole damage control culture is really kind of affecting people's psyche.
Well, it's like Dents in chat, fellow Dream SMP fan in the fucking trenches.
Sorry, I was gonna say it's people may then be hesitant to accept people into their content for fear of that happening.
Oh yeah, like every time you kind of bring someone into your circle, someone new. I used to just grab anyone. I'm like, I like your vibe. Come and join us. And I would be like, we are now friends. Everyone say hello. Now I'm a little more hesitant with that because live with the knowledge that if I'm not careful about who I bring in, we could get fucked. And it's
Yeah,
yes,
sucks.
you become
Yeah.
traumatized.
oh god, let's not go down trauma town. Compare our
Why?
trauma
I've got a condo in Trauma Town. You guys can come down and visit.
How big? Let's compare houses in Trauma Town. Oh god, but yeah, the Minecraft stuff recently, I won't go into it too much because you guys have thrown out the possibility of me talking about this in the podcast at some point and giving you the rundown. But one of the big components of all the Minecraft callouts that just happened this year, funnily enough, at the same time all the ACC stuff was happening, so I wasn't paying attention to the art commentary. I was paying attention to Minecraft, and every time I said something about Minecraft, they're like, "Are you talking about Peaches?" I'm like, "No, I'm talking about Minecraft." But one of the big things about that was audiences and even other creators actually turning around and being like, when are you going to speak about your friend? When are you going to condemn them? Why are you silent? To people that had been in these creators' lives as friends for many, many years. And it was gross, obviously, especially looking at large creators that were doing it, because there were a bunch of large creators being like, your silence is deafening. How dare you still support this person? They were your friend. It's like, first of all, fuck you. Like, I understand the audience being a mindless mass. I get that. But to see large, established creators who should know better and who should know how this feels saying that kind of shit, bro, when I tell you there's some, like, featured creators going to VidCon that I would spit on the floor if they walked past, I am like, furious. I hate these people. So, anyway.
There's like a prevailing thing, like, you know, we went to a party last year, and it was, one of those situations where, like, if I had a drink, my hand would probably be over it for the majority of the time.
Well, see, you didn't have to be there very long, because I got high and we fucked up.
Yeah, I had to be the weed mom. I am weed mother. I protect the people when they have a bad experience. We go
This is
home and
why
watch
you don't go to
porn
lame
parties.
parties and you come to the beach as originally intended.
We're not talking about the beach. Come on.
We are talking about the fucking beach.
Oh.
Listen. I am from England. We have shit beaches. They are fucking pebble beaches. We don't have sand. We're going to a fucking beach, Mali. Even if I have to drag you there.
Oh,
It's
but
happening.
I live in Australia. The beaches are gonna be shit compared to home.
Oh,
We have a
titties.
pool this year. Come on.
We do, and I'm gonna be living in that.
Same.
Y'all are gonna see the fact that even my clothes have tentacles on them.
I'm expecting to see, like, the both of you just a shriveled prune for the entire trip.
Yes, a sunburnt shriveled prune.
I'm
sorry,
basking
my
on
bad.
a stone like a lizard.
My goal is to not be sunburnt this year. That's my goal.
Yeah, you should actually bring some sunscreen this year, Mali.
You
of-
what?
Saying that you don't need it when I offer.
I hate
Maui.
sunscreen. I hate sunscreen. I'm Australian. I will just deal.
Sally.
Yeah, how was that sunburn on your neck last year?
What? Listen, that was just because we got caught out in the middle of the sun at Disneyland. That is not my fault. I would have been fine otherwise.
And see, what's the common sense conclusion you come to when you say, I'm going to Disneyland and there is the sun?
And there is the sun. Fine, I will wear the fucking sunscreen this year. Maybe. I might be convinced, maybe. There was a point before we got to the beach thing that I had to make and I've forgotten what it was. Oh, actually, can I very quickly just explain the high story?
Yes.
So,
Sure.
just because both you, the two of you are here and you were both kind of funny in that. So, yeah, TLDR, I had an edible. I didn't really know what to like. I've only ever had one other edible, and it was in Amsterdam, and it did not go well. So I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, taking an edible before going to a stranger's party, and then being like, yeah, it'll be like being drunk. No. Idiot. Moron. Fool. So I started freaking out, and we're sitting around the fireplace, and everyone's talking, and I'm doing that thing in my head. I'm like, all right, everyone's talking. How do I let them know I'm not, like, high? How do I let them know I'm not crazy? I've got to say just the right amount of words, exactly the right way. And Script turns to me, he's like, Mali, you've been really quiet. I'm like, oh god, no. So I message B, I text B, who is sitting across from me, like, I could kick her, we're so close. I text her, I'm like, B, help, I need to help me. And B is not looking at her phone. I'm like, oh god, what do I do? So I call her. Again, we're sitting right next to each other. I call her to get her to look at her phone, and Stream leans over and is like, Mali, why are you calling me? You're right here. I went full meltdown mode. I was like, this is terrible. I will never recover. So yeah, that was fun. Just a quick aside.
So for clarification, and if I had known that you were going to take an edible, I can't remember at a time. When you take edibles, you are something like 60% more likely to have a bad trip, especially if you're not used to it. So, and it lasts longer and it takes longer to kick in, so it takes longer for you to realize that you're going to have a bad trip. It is inherently better to start with, like, smoking a bit of a joint.
Smoking. I don't want to do
I
that.
know. I know,
Well,
it's
there's
not
gonna- from what I
ideal.
hear, they're gonna bring, like, the guys are gonna bring some joints over.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
God. Okay, whatever. We'll deal with that when we deal with it.
Actually, Mali, I'm working on the VidCon video. I did not mention that you were the one that had the bad trip. You speaking about it here. Am I allowed to mention?
Oh yeah, I mean, I told that story as soon as we got back from VidCon on stream. I'm not secretive about it.
I wanted to be respectful. I was like, maybe I shouldn't talk about like who had the bad trip, just that somebody needed some help.
Yeah, who fucked up?
Who
No, you're fine. You go
needed
ahead.
to go home and watch Gravity Falls?
We did. Oh, Gravity. Would do it again for the Gravity Falls high though. Not gonna lie.
See, that's the trick, is to just get high and watch Gravity Falls, not be at a party where you need to cover your drink.
That party was kind of lame though. I'm sure it got better
Yeah.
as the night went on, but.
According to stream, it did not.
Oh.
Yeah, well, okay, see, I don't really do well at parties. I, like, pick one group of people, and I'll talk about them, and I won't pay attention to, like, anyone else. And, like, I found, like, a bunch of, like, horror people, like horror YouTubers there, and we had a great time. But, like, I don't know about the rest of it.
I mean, yeah, I guess it kind of depends who you would chat with, but the vibe was a little off. I'm sure it was fine. I'm sure it was fine. I didn't stay long enough to really have a statement on it.
Well, I came back undrugged.
Well, okay. That wasn't the party's fault though. That was just me. Anyway, we got very, very off topic just then.
I did want to ask, what do you guys think of, like, the lasting effects of, like, the hurdles this community's faced?
I mean, time is a flat circle. I don't think there are really any lasting effects for a community-wise. There's no lasting effects. Old Guard has the effects. Like, people who have been creators through certain dramas definitely learn things and take stuff away from it. But the audience doesn't, because it's a constant stream of fresh faces. And newcomers will make the same mistakes. So, I don't think there's really much of an impact. Like, again, I use the Slazo situation as kind of a starting point. And there's definitely a change in how creators approach dramas for the most part, but the same dramas keep happening.
You know what we need? We need like a community archivist. Somebody whose specific job is to make like archival video content that goes over like all the in and outs of a drama as it happens in the community, like what certain people's perspectives were on it, like what people made videos, like the ins and outs of what happened, the fallout afterwards, and then people can just like direct fresh faces within the audience to the archival channel, which would have to have a lot of charisma because you got to get like lots of people watching that shit, so they can catch up on all the community drama that they weren't around for, and they get the context and the perspective as to why the community behaves the way it does, and like the sort of troubles that have happened in the past and why we desperately don't want it to happen again.
So they've got to take an exam before they can join commentary. It's like, did you watch the
Exactly.
videos? Pop quiz.
That sounds like a whole full-time job, though.
It does, yeah.
That would take a lot of information to kind of collate and actually, like, put together in a coherent way.
I mean, there are people
could
online who
pay
do
me
it
enough to
though,
do that.
just usually in
could
forum
pay me
form,
enough.
and not kindly.
Yeah.
Although I guess it would also depend on, because that's the problem. Unless they're just stating what happened, the bias will leak in.
Yeah.
And then also, like, I can see creators really fucking hating that, because there are definitely fuck-ups that creators have made where they're like, I don't want anyone to remember this. I don't want people to talk about this. I don't want a record of it. So I can see creators getting really shitty about it too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, that is understandable to an extent. Like, I know, like, a lot of people, like, talk about, like, accountability and how if you are taking accountability for something, you gotta be able to acknowledge, like, what you did. But, like, on the opposite side of the spectrum, the audience will also just, or like the audience and other creators who like you that don't like you will also just hold like old dramas over your head like over and over and over again, and that does get really annoying when you are trying to move past it.
Yeah, especially like there's this situation where you've already addressed it and then people keep bringing it up after the fact. But there's even situations where it's like, I'm going to use sort of the classic, like someone said a slur when they were 15 and now they're like 25 or something and they're a creator. And the transgression is only as important as the time people become aware of it. So it's like, this happened 10 years ago. I was a child when I said this, but people don't care because they just learned about it today.
Yeah.
It's
And also the fact that attitudes were a little bit different back in the day, which isn't an excuse, but a lot more people were willing to let things slide, I guess, in a sense.
I guess I will actually kind of push back on that a bit. I think it is a perfect excuse, especially for like young people. If the culture is like
especially for kids.
Yeah, if the culture is it's fine to say this and then that changes, again, it's at this age poorly. It's like, well, I'm sorry I don't have a crystal fucking ball. Like, yeah, I actually think that is a valid excuse to have.
That's what we need. We need a community psychic. Someone who can tell us how things are going to play out.
Oh my god, you're right.
When it happens, we're no longer surprised.
What if I could try and learn tarot cards? Will that help?
I don't know. I don't think
tarot
tarot cards are specific enough for the bullshit the art commentary community deals with.
Wait, hold on. I just had a thought, guys. We should try and find like a psychic when we're in America. We should go to a psychic.
No, you know what we should do? We need to make art community tarot cards.
Oh. That's I like that.
About that.
That is kind of funny.
I mean, but what would we... I don't know the tarot cards off my head well enough to be able to assign each person a tarot card. But like...
I'm the fool.
No, you can't claim that. I want the fool. Everyone wants the fool.
Does that
you
mean
know
you
what?
have to assign like tarot cards to like people who like have already fallen from grace? Like, do we need like a Creepshow art tarot card?
I feel like maybe... Yeah, I feel like we do.
Yeah, we could just make, like, our own version of a tarot card deck. So instead of having the Fool, we have the Creep Show.
Oh, no!
The Cringe Lord.
The Cringe Lord! The DeviantArt Cringe.
Yes! Oh, that's... Oh. We're gonna cook on this.
Soon. Oh,
You
God.
know what? If this does become a regular thing, we could, like, make a tarot card, or, like, a few tarot cards for every stream, and then we introduce them at the start of, like, every stream.
That would be
Yes!
fun. Yeah. It's like a little group project thingy. I like that. Absolutely. I will write that down in the document. Because we haven't actually mentioned until this point, like, we haven't said it, but we're aiming for this to become, like, a regular-ish thing, podcast-style content like this, so we haven't come up with a name.
We're talking about how the community has issues, and we're gonna create a podcast where we try to, like, bring people together and suss out the issues and make community.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There's not really even a community right now, is there?
That's the thing. I put up that tweet a while ago joking, like, hey, does a community want to adopt me? I'm sick of it here. And someone quite rightly in the replies pointed out, adopted. Wrong choice of word on that one. I'm like, fuck. But, yeah, I don't know what I would label my content as at this point, but I'm sick of calling it art commentary because art commentary derogatory. But I also, like, can I just be a cringe content creator? Can I take that? I'll take that.
I feel like the cringe content creators are like the people who make like the stuff on TikTok where you look at it and you're just like, I wish that was no longer in my brain.
Literal cringe compilations. Okay, maybe not that. I don't know, we're gonna come up with something because I'm sick of being the ACC. And we're not using the Neo ACC, Ponder.
God!
Should we back down from this though? Because like, this might be informed by like my bias of having like been in the Sans fangirl community. Because like for a long time, everyone like used that as like a derogatory term to like bully children with. So like since we're in the same position now in which our commentary has become like a derogatory thing for people to like just like say, should we back down from the label and just say, well, I'm gonna pick a new thing to be instead of like, I don't know, like actually giving it a direction to go and like saying that we are this thing?
Like it's too damaged to fix.
Yeah.
That's kind of a mixed bag, though, to be honest.
It's hard to say. Like, there is definitely a part where it's like, hold on. Because, yeah, I get pissed when people call stuff art commentary that just isn't art commentary. Or, like, creators who have never used even art B-roll being called art commentators because of their friend group or their vibe. I hate that shit. But I'm also aware that I'm shaking my fist at the sky, swimming upstream against the current. Like, some of these things you can't win. If the general consensus of a community is this thing, you're fucked. That's what it is. They think it into existence, essentially. I mean, we could try and fight for it, but
I guess I think it's rather okay, well, not stupid. I think it's unfair. It's not productive to start basing your life and what you do around what other people thought, because like if we all did that and we all just like started like basing what we did and what our content was around, like, I don't know, the shitty comments that we get every once in a while, like, yeah, people are gonna think that. We can't change their mind, but like, why should I stop?
yeah, well, I mean, I'm never gonna change what I'm making based on whatever label I'm wearing at the time. Like, I've been an art commentator since 2022, but a majority of my content is like, let's talk about the Dream SMP. Like, it's not really in the right vein. And it's just, yeah, you make what you want and people will call it what they want. It's just, I don't want to, at VidCon, I don't want to introduce myself as an art commentator. I want a different word.
Like, that circles back to the, well, what even is art commentary at this point? Because, like, we're all art commentators, but, like, our content is, like, honestly, other than, like, I don't know, Mali, B, and I, like, making, like, drama videos occasionally, it's very different, and honestly, mostly fandom-based.
Yeah. I mean...
Or like art challenges.
Oh, yeah. Well, definitely, like, Fiona and Duchess, I consider them pure art commentary.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then you've also got artists who are just on YouTube but also commentate, but they're not called art commentary because they just draw stuff. Like, Lavender Town is usually the one wheeled out for that. Technically, they're in the art commentary community, but they don't get called that because that's not the implication of that label. And B, I mean, you have been veering more into actual art topics recently. My favorite video of yours is, your art offends my sensibilities. And that's purely art commentary. Like, there's art history in that. It's good shit.
I have, like, a collection of sort of varied art commentary-ish topics. Like, I want to talk about the woman who pretended she worked for Ghibli. I want to talk about... there's this one video I've been working on for years, but I've been, like, really stuck on certain things, and, like, I have to get a bunch of things done for it. But it's like someone who would pretend to be like a high-end artist at conventions, and they would get into these really like pristine artist spaces that were for like people who worked for Marvel and Disney and whatnot, because the guy was lying about his credentials. Like, I definitely want to veer more into stuff like that, where like you could argue it's also drama content to a degree, but it specifically pertains to like the world of artists.
I mean, I feel like there's a distinction between like that kind of drama content and like the drama content that usually gets associated with art commentary. Because the drama that gets associated with art commentary is all drama that like can tangibly affect people because it's happening to everyday people just online. Whereas like the stuff that like you want to talk about is more so like, you know, like detached in the sense that you're not gonna see like a tangible reaction from these people because they're not in these spaces. They're not online. They're touching grass.
I should
more
specify
to be like public figures as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. One, you're talking about like inner community, interpersonal drama. Two, I should specify I commissioned the guy, and my commission is up on his website, and I am going to acknowledge that in the video. And he knows that his commission is going to be in a video. I don't know if he remembers me at this point, but I feel like at some point that commission is going to get removed from that website page. And I think that's the funniest thing.
I mean, I guess how do people actually become associated with the art commentary community if they don't even make art? Like, I am thinking names. yeah, clicks and all that. But like, I'm so mad. I'm coping. I'm seething. I hate that not only are some people associated with art commentary when they are not artists. I have heard it said that certain people who are not artists or don't use art b-roll or even talk about art topics are the face of art commentary. I'm like, what does this mean anymore? Why are they the face of the community when they don't even do art?
Yeah.
It feels like the clicking like a community against community, because it's not just the creator that gets labeled as part of the art commentary. It's because the creator has a certain fan base or shares an audience that they're labeled. Yeah, that they're labeled like art commentary.
That, and also people, I guess it's interesting because subcount doesn't seem to mean very much anymore, in the sense that people's status, sway in the community seems to mean way more than subcount at this point, which I kind of prefer because subcounts are
It does
bullshit.
make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's whatever works best for the person talking. It's like, oh, they have a big subcount or they have sway in the community. Whichever works for the narrative better tends to be what they go with. Yeah, David Doodle's art commentary is just b-roll of someone playing a video game. Oh, it makes me so mad. Makes me so mad.
Oh my god, I hope he doesn't watch this, but that means Bored Oranges, you're now art commentary.
I have informed Orange just sent back a question mark when I called them an art commentator derogatory, and I just said it's a stream joke, so he might see this.
Oh no.
You're in trouble. It's over.
Oh no. It's gonna kill me when we get to VidCon.
God.
The hands are gonna be thrown.
Everyone has like got someone they want to kill at VidCon. I keep saying I'm gonna curb stomp Harley, so that's my goal at VidCon. Yeet the child.
In fairness, the person that everybody wants to kill, I don't want to kill. I just don't want to be around them.
I mean,
I don't want to kill
If you're
him.
away from the murder, you'll have plausible deniability.
Well, see, that's the thing. As long as I don't engage in the murder, people can give me their bones afterwards, and it still counts as vulture culture because I didn't do the killing.
Are you gonna bring us more bones this year, B?
Do you want more bones?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I could do that. I've literally got like a thingy sitting just out in the hall that I was like, what do I do with these?
Well, there's your answer.
I was gonna paint snail shells, but you want bones? I'll give you bones.
Oh, they both sound really nice though. Oh.
Oh, come on, you're giving B more work to do. Decide, Mali.
It's okay. You're also potentially gonna get a little art poster piece.
Gifts. Last year, Charlie brought the nicest gifts for all of us. The little hearts that she made. That was so fucking cute. Charlie's a gem. Also,
I wish. Oh, sorry. I was just. I wish that I was like crafty enough, like in like actual like arts and crafts to do that stuff. I'm not.
yeah. I'm an artist that hates like tactile art. Just because I can't do it, I'm bitter and salty.
I've definitely had to get better at it as I've gotten into vulture culture because it involves so much finagling of things. I'm so used to the digital art that I've literally just got a drawer of like craftable art supplies now, and I sort of just collect things. I'm like, I might be able to do something with this later.
It's just every time you talk about the vulture culture stuff, I don't know. It's one of, I just keep thinking about the cat skull I had under my bed as a kid, and like I didn't clean it, so you can imagine how that went. And every time I know that you actually know what you're doing, and it's not like that, but every time I can still fucking smell it.
Oh, do not assume that I know what I'm doing. I will always fuck up somewhere.
I mean, isn't that just the motto of commentary as well?
I have a story time that I'm gonna do at some point, specifically about a giant fuck up, like right at the beginning.
Story times is one of those things actually that used to be pretty big in art commentary, and they kind of fell off.
Yeah,
because
I think
realize
it's because
sharing our personal lives will be used against us.
True.
that too, but also I want to say that some art commentators maybe wanted to take inspiration from like storytime animators, and they realized that that was too much work.
Oh, don't even talk to me about storytime animation, bruh.
Hey, remember that wave in like 2019 where everyone was just shitting on Storytime
Yeah.
animators? I remember
Oh,
that wave.
God.
That was funny
They're
as hell.
not all nice. It's all a persona. It's all fake. It's like, well, yeah, people aren't going to tell you about the worst things that they've done in their life. They're going to tell you the funny stories.
It's like, why are they all introverts? Why is this community full of samey people? I don't know, maybe because the people are drawn to the same thing, tend to have the same personalities. You morons.
I think the worst that came out of that was the videos around Wolfie Chew. I was like, this can't be her real voice, so I'm going to slow it down and play you the slowed down version and claim that this is her real voice because I'm convinced that she used a voice filter or sped it up or something.
You know what that smacks of to me? That's like a modern version of that. People hating Jelly Bean. It's the same energy. I hate this annoying child, so I'm going to make a video about it, but I'm going to pretend that I'm making like a very good point and that it's actually meaningful what I'm saying. You just hate the child. Like, that's fine.
jealous.
Just be honest.
They're jealous that they got popular so quickly off
Oh,
of
yeah.
content that's like, I could have done this. Why didn't I do this? I don't know. Why didn't you do it? Why you gotta get mad at a child for jumping in and doing something that they didn't know that you wanted to do, apparently?
Yeah, I remember one in
Yeah, like,
particular where they
you did good.
specifically went over Jelly Bean's analytics. Like, how the fuck did they get this big? I'm like, bruh, the jealousy is so real.
It's palpable.
Yeah, especially a lot of people
Sorry.
making that kind of content. Like, it's lazy, easy content, and then they shit on people for having lazy, easy content. It's like
Yeah.
the Spider-Man meme.
Fee, you wanted to say something?
Did I?
Sorry, I thought you got interrupted.
Oh, my bad.
Oh no,
Let it cook.
no, I don't think so.
I apologize for putting you on the spot then.
It's fine.
Oh, God. All right, hold on. Let's bring back on topic, I guess. Hold on. We got this question. I'm not even sure how I would answer this, but, like, what kind of content should you expect to come out of, like, ideally, out of art creators? Like, if art commentary is this weird amalgamation of drama and art B-roll, like, what's an ideal version of that?
Honestly, I would say that Celestia is probably the standard on that. Like the way she goes about it, like in terms of like, yeah.
I mean, you
I
and
would
Probably
Celestia.
she's the best example.
Yeah, we were mentioning this before the stream, but like Fiona and Celestia, Fee and Celestia are, I think, the quintessential like standard, or like the, maybe not the goal, but like they're one of the best examples of like really good art commentary centered content.
It's very pure art commentary. Take the. It's
Take the
accurate.
compliment.
Take the compliment.
And then Mally
No.
dragged her in. They dragged
Oh,
her in.
come on. I get blamed all the time for this shit. You made a tweet about it, for God's sake, where it's like, yeah, I wouldn't be in these groups if Mally didn't drag me. I'm sorry I made you socialize. Like, I do tend to just grab people and be like, we're going over here now. It's even, again, the VidCon stuff. I'm like, guys, we're going to VidCon. Get in the house. Get in the car. We're going shopping.
Get in, loser.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
And it's so weird because I consider myself not a particularly social person, unless I'm forcing other people to be social. It's the only way I can do it.
The question that you asked, can you repeat it?
Like, what would your ideal version of art commentary be?
Okay. I think that's probably gonna totally depend on the person, because much like with art, everybody's individual tastes and personality are different, so their art is different. Like, the things that they focus on are different. Like, I've been veering in my art, like, a lot into, like, for some reason, flowers and bones. So, like, I've got, like a whole set of stuff that I'm working on that is literally just flowers and bones. I'm weirdly good at drawing flowers. But that sort of stuff is going to also carry over into the content that people create. So, like, I create stuff that pertains to, like, slight art drama content, or, like, comic books type content. So, like, some of my content is going to cover, like, comic book community stuff and, like, artists in that general sphere. Whereas another person might really like sculptures, and, like, maybe there's some big drama in the sculpture community, and, like, even if they don't normally talk about drama stuff, like, that in particular really caught their eye and they want to discuss it. Maybe somebody else they want to, talk about themselves a little more, so they do like art related story times specifically, or like they talk about funny things in the community, or like weird art stuff that they did as a kid and like how their art has improved. Like it's all going to be entirely dependent on the person. It's just under this general umbrella term of like it kind of pertains to art.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it is interesting because you mentioned the Ghibli. Yeah, Ghibli. Fuck. You mentioned that woman that pretended to work on the animated film and whatnot.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about that, being like, oh, that would be a fun video, and then I just didn't. But it's interesting that there's certain dramas that are like quote unquote clean dramas. So things like the AI booth at that convention I talked about, or you talking to certain set like Pink Cat, or people pretending to work in an industry they don't work in. Like, when people talk about that kind of stuff, a lot of the time they don't come across as, like, drama. I guess because
it's like reporting.
Yeah, I guess it's because it's a little more distant, and it's also not, personal.
Mm-hmm.
So it does feel like there is a space for sort of quote-unquote clean art drama as well, but I feel like it is a little bit of a slippery slope, where it's like, yeah, I'm talking about this distant drama, and then, oh, this is interesting, and then, oh, there's a drama happening in my sphere, I'll talk about this, and then suddenly you're in a Discord screaming at someone about how they shouldn't be making the content they're making anymore, you motherfucker. I'm not bitter. I am so bitter. I am so bitter. Anyway. Stream, what about you?
I think like Fiona's like already seen this. Like I'm not really sure like what an ideal community would be. Like it would be nice to have a community, but I don't think I'm a person with the ideas to build that kind of community. I just kind of like, I don't know, want to do whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like we should all just like be talking about whatever the hell we want on our channels, like under one umbrella ?
Actually, someone in chat just brought up, you guys know Jazza, right?
Yeah.
Technically also an art commentator, but you wouldn't call him that. And the
Who's
drama
Jazza?
with, the animator Jazza. Just
No.
Google them real quick. They're good. They're an Aussie,
no.
actually. But they have a brother who is an AI bro, and they get into so much drama just because of the bloodline. It's so unfair. Poor motherfucker.
That actively sucks.
It
like
does.
if you are completely unrelated to a thing, but you are literally blood related to somebody who gets into shit, and then the community's like, aren't you gonna talk about it? It's like, I don't want to hear about it at the family dinner for the next 5 years.
Well, again, that same kind of thing with the Minecraft call-outs, where it's like, you've been friends with this person since childhood, why aren't you calling them out? It's like, gee, maybe I'm a person with emotions, you bastard. Maybe I don't want to make content out of people I love, you prick.
Well, okay, that's kind of like the double standard cynicism from the audience, isn't it? Like, on one hand, it's like, oh, well, why aren't you talking about XYZ? And then, like, turning around in the same breath and being like, oh, well, these people, like, are all so drama hungry, and they'll make drama content out of everything when the person is, choosing not to talk about it.
Well, that was a specific critique of the art commentary community that always drove me insane, where they're like, you guys cannibalize each other at the drop of a hat. Also, why the fuck aren't you condemning your friend immediately? It's like, which the fuck do you want?
I mean, realistically, if I wanted to cannibalize people, I'd be like one of those people who just record every single call they're in. Lord knows, I've had people say shit to me in calls where it's like, if I had a recording, that would probably be a really bad thing for them.
Ugh. Ah!
Yeah.
It's just
And
one of those double binds. You cannot win.
But then they call you a snake because, like, they say the really inappropriate thing in front of you and you don't want to interact.
I know exactly who you're talking about now. Oh god, yeah. Again, it's the double bind of like, you should immediately make drama and comment on people that you're associated with, but also you cannibalize your own. You're snaky. It's like, you actually, I guess it's one of those bad faith things where you can't win no matter what. You're just bad, and you kind of gotta accept they don't actually care.
It doesn't help the fact that the platform, like YouTube itself, kind of rewards you for leaning into that drama because it's what people engage with.
Absolutely.
Like, what else are you gonna do if you're gonna lose either way? You might as well profit from it.
I might as well profit off this bullshit. Well, yeah, I mean, the community, the audience, YouTube, they all incentivize drama, but then chide you for giving them what they want. I say that like I make a lot of drama content. I don't, but I just watch other people get in trouble for it.
I mean, actually, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? Like, whenever people, like, talk about, like, art commentary YouTubers and, like, how bad they're... Whenever they, like, list, like, the faces of art commentary, like, once in a blue... Like, one of the people will be right, like, Hopeless Peaches. Like,
Yeah.
they were definitely, like, art commentary. But then they'll, like, list off a bunch of other people who are, like, primarily, like, what you would probably consider drama channels and not art commentary. Because I don't think, like, at least anyone in our circle, like, really directly, like, or often gets involved in drama of that caliber.
Yeah, I mean, Peaches is an interesting case because I would argue Peaches was way more art commentary before 2020. And then since then, they moved more over into... I don't even know what you would call it. Pedo hunting, blood sports, I don't even know what you would call it. And at that point, the
Drama
only...
content.
Yeah, drama content. The only relation they still had to art commentary is that they would have a speed paint sometimes. And it was more like a legacy relation to art commentary than their actual content at that point. But you couldn't say that they weren't in art commentary because they had the B-roll and they had the history, so... Like, if I start making, oh god, give me, like, a terrible community. I don't care which.
The Has-Been Hotel.
Oh god. I actually, no, I do make videos sometimes on Has-Been. But if I only made videos on Has-Been, but I still used the art B-roll, would it still be art commentary, or would it be media commentary at that point? Like, where is the cutoff? Again, it's mostly based on vibes and if they like you or not. Same thing happened to T channels like 2 years ago as well. Although I would argue
you
they
could
suck.
probably make the argument that media commentary is still art commentary because media is art if it's in a fictional sense.
So, Cartoonchi, do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down? I'm sorry. Actually, I've heard Cartoonchi referred to as being part of the art commentary community. Same as like Oranges and Harley.
Okay, Toonchi being in the art commentary community is crazy because they've been very firmly, like, media reviews. And they hate it there, but, like, they'll say that's what they are.
I remember once I messaged, I don't remember what I was asking, but something about doing cartoon reviews or whatever, and Cartoonchi basically took me by the shoulders like, don't do it! Don't do this to yourself! I was like, oh, okay. And then I did it anyway. Anyway, hi Cartoonchi. Sorry to inform you.
It's okay, that's actually really funny because I know that the art commentary community gets a lot of flack for like being like really toxic and like really sticking out. Have you seen the cartoon community and what the fuck they do to like creators when they disagree?
I've heard about it. But that's like the audience tends to do that more than other creators, where the argument with art commentary is that the creators are the problem. Whereas in as far as I can tell in the cartoon community, it's more like if you have an opinion on a cartoon the audience doesn't like, they will just rip you to shreds. I mean, I got a little of that when I talked about, not Has-Been, Hell of a Boss. I got a little bit of that. Like, my favorite cringe comment exchange comes from that video, where the person thought I was American.
Oh!
They were like, you're President Joe Biden! I'm like, what the fuck? What? It was so funny. But yeah, there's definitely... God, I don't know why the cartoon community is so crazy. Like, I want to say it's because there's kids in there, but there's kids everywhere. What the fuck?
You know what it is? It's probably because the people who watch those videos are also the same people who engage in fandom content, and we know the people who engage in fandom content are, like, crazies. There's no other way to say it. They're crazy.
Yeah, but it's
Like
There's also a lot of high
movie-
stress in like the cartoon community because a lot of people also involved in that community tend to be people who work in cartoons to an extent. And I think a lot of that aggravates it because we have so much access to like what they're doing and like what the situation is like.
I have to point this out because Oranges has come to protest. I'm sorry, Oranges, you don't get a fucking choice. You're an art commentator now. Welcome to the fucking club. You can't leave. You, Harley, and Cartoonchi are now dragged in. Welcome. Get a t-shirt.
VidCon's gonna steal your fate.
Yeah.
Not to slander any of my friends.
Oh, really?
But, like, my friends who have been, like, on that side of the community, like, they, like, after, like, the shit show that happened, like, in the last month, they're like, yeah, I'm sorry, like, Stream, you're probably gonna be the last art commentary friend I'm gonna make. Like, I don't want to talk to any of the other crazies here. Like, everyone's insane.
Yeah, I mean, I got that back in 2021 when I met Zaya for the first time. And I think it's in one of my videos where she was like, oh, you're an art commentator? What the fuck? Like, they didn't want to associate with me, and they're like, actually, you're alright. I was like, oh, okay. You're one of the good ones.
Oh, God.
Oh, I hate that phrase where it's like, no, I'm not. I'm just the same as everyone else. Please. Please don't tell me I'm one of the good ones. I will disappoint you. Oh, God. Also, I guess that's another thing. People are held to, like, ridiculous standards. Oranges.
She said, I'm sitting next to oranges. And he's possibly tweaking after being called that.
One of my favorite exchanges I had recently with Cartucci and Harley, I was talking to them both in DM separately, and they both sent me photos of the other one preparing to kill one another. It was great. Oh, God. Look, again, I remember the first time someone called me an art commentator, it was like a very visceral reaction. I was like, oh, that's gross. So I understand their pain, but like I said, we don't get a choice in the matter. People just label anyone they don't like, essentially. Art commentary tends to be the vibe.
Yeah.
God damn.
Derogatory.
Yeah, derogatory. Again, it's the same thing that happened to T channels, although this is going to sound so hypocritical. I kind of get it with the T channels, but that's because I don't like T in general.
The double standard.
Yeah, I'm an art commentary. Being a hypocrite comes with the territory. If I'm gonna be painted with this brush, at least let me enjoy it. Oh, God. You know what we were supposed to think about and we haven't yet? We still haven't come up with a name yet for what we're gonna call these streams and podcasts.
I mean,
What
I
sounds
suggested, like,
ideal?
the first draft, because, like, that's like, you know, art related.
I think that's a
also,
good one.
What,
Yeah.
which one? Oh,
The
first draft.
draft.
I do like
Yeah.
that. I definitely, because I think, I don't know if it was you, Stream, or you, B, when you were like, we could call it the neo-art commentary, and I was like, no! Not in this economy. Yeah, first draft is pretty good, but are there any funny ones?
I mean, I tried to be artsy, and I was like, oh, you can something that has the word chiaroscuro in it, which is like the contrast between extreme values of light and dark, because
Okay.
debate,
Ooh.
B, as someone who is terrible at my quote-unquote job, in that I forget to put mid-roll ads on a 40-minute video, search optimization would not be kind.
Valid.
God, the number of times Harley has, like, messaged me and again taken me by the throat and be like, you motherfucker, why is your content not monetized? And I'm like, what? What do you mean?
Oranges has done the same to me.
Right?
Like, he's been bitching in, like, my ears about, why didn't you monetize your glitch tail video more? That has 1 million views. What's wrong with you?
God, yeah. There's just been times I forget to turn monetization on it at all, and then I'm like, ooh, well, there goes all that money. Whoops. Yeah,
Yeah.
Cartoonji in chat, what?
We're bad at our jobs.
Yeah,
That's the point.
yeah. We're not good at what we do.
Except
that's,
Fee.
That's kind of why we're still here, isn't it? Because we're not here for the money. Like, it like often like escapes our mind. We're literally here just to talk about shit that we want.
Well, yeah.
No, I gotta be here for the money. I need to make a living.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. I mean, I think for most of us, some of us, it's still just a hobbyist thing. Like, we don't make enough money to actually justify doing it, you know?
Unfortunately, right now, so much of my time is going into working on the assets. It has become my full-time job, and I'm hoping that once I finish the assets, that I can get like a proper vibe and schedule and just like a flow going. Then I can finally work on the other stuff that is supposed to be my damn job.
Yeah, I will say, even though it's like done for a hobby, the money definitely helps with a couple of bills.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. Whenever I actually make an actual video, because most of the time I just, I don't know, have weird hyperfixation breakdowns and make it everyone else's problem. But when I actually make a video that's worth a damn, like the last one was the internet etiquette video, the one I forgot to monetize. Whoops. Yeah. But I mean, I still got like a good $100 from that or something. I'm like, that's going into the VidCon jar. Which is, yeah, basically any money I get from YouTube just goes straight into the VidCon jar at this point. Hold on, I want to read this. The Glitch Tale video is like permanently embedded into my recommended. Look what you've done, stream.
Why?
Oh, actually, on that note, seeing as we're kind of winding down, I will throw it over to chat real quick. If you have any specific art commentary questions, throw them in now, and we'll just shoot the shit and answer for a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think we pretty much... First draft. I think that's a good name.
I think it's an excellent name.
Yeah, I think we'll settle it on that. And apparently YouTube has like a podcast page now on channel, so I'll probably just put stuff on there.
Ah, cool. Shit.
Yeah. Oh, also we should mention that we're not the only ones doing this. We also, who else do we have? We have Duchess, Thuma, and Callie.
Callie.
Yeah. So they'll be around as well. But I don't have their art assets made yet, and they were busy today, so they'll be here later. Chat's still upset that I forgot to monetize my video. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Like I said, I'm not good at my job.
She makes money.
I'm very much not. Again, I'm
Mally,
allergic to money.
You literally are. First of all, forgets to monetize videos. Second of all, makes bad financial decisions. Third of all, can't do basic math.
Yeah,
It's just a really bad joke at this point.
Yeah, to give context to that, when I was organizing the VidCon trip, I realized that I must have fudged the numbers somewhere, so I ended up paying an extra like $300 to cover the difference for the Airbnb. So, whoops.
Dense
And then
comms
she
brings
wouldn't
up
let me help pay it.
Yeah.
Dense comms brings up a good one. Opinions on redesigning or fixing videos.
Okay. I don't like fixing videos. Redesign videos I quite like.
Right? They're great.
Yeah. I think it's a wonderful thing, because it's just like, oh, here's something I like, or I guess sometimes I hate. Here's how I would redesign it. Or like when they go, oh, what about this character but in a horror motif? Or something like that.
Yes.
It very much depends on the approach. Like if they're coming at it from a, oh, let's redesign this character, then I'm fine with it. But it's like, oh, this character's shit, I'm gonna fix it. It's like, well, fuck you.
Yeah. But it also inherently puts like your own design skills on a pedestal, and you're like, I'm better than this person in the industry. And sometimes you see what they come up with, and like every once in a while it's good, but sometimes it's really not.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I don't want to be mean, but like, you got a bit of an ego on you.
I want to be mean. I will be mean.
I mean, there is
Stream
something
will
ego.
Yeah, there is
Stream will
something
throw
beautiful about someone confidently walking or declaring, my shit's great, and you look at it like, really? You sure?
I actually wanted to do that, to do like a bunch of the art gals, but like if they were 90s comic book characters. But then I'm like, wait a minute. Women in 90s comic books often were in bikinis. Maybe I shouldn't do that. I'll just give you guys all really big shoulder pads and really unpractical guns.
Ooh,
Honestly, I was
unpractical
kind of
guns.
considering giving you all like a vintage makeover, to be honest.
Yeah!
Actually, it's not out yet because we're still working on it. But Mal and I, the other Mal, we're doing, and also maybe Phineas, we're just waiting on that. Doing a video on Emesis Blue, and as soon as I got Mal on board for it, they were like, "Here, you as Sniper." It's such a good little horror piece. It's just, there's something really fun about taking designs and existing characters and doing something new with them while still keeping the like essence of who they are.
Honestly, yeah.
All right, I've got another one. This one's from Maker. How long does... Oh, this is going to be hard. How long on average does it take for you to write a script? Ooh. Ooh. Does anyone else want to go first?
Circle tie.
Yeah, it's Fiona, you're first.
Yeah, sure. So it depends on which one I want to do on the week. Though it's kind of annoying because like some of my most popular videos are with scripts that I wrote up in like 1 or 2 days. Like the oh god, what was it? The adult animation one that has like 500k views now. I wrote that up in like 2 days, and that's the reason there's like a whole section missing of like Robert Binksy or whatever the fuck his name is, because it wasn't finished. And as soon as it blew up, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. But generally, scripts take about a week for me to kind of draft out, and then over the weekend, just before the week where I intend to put it out, I'll finalize it and then start recording it. So normally about a week.
Well, keeping in mind, Fiona's the only one here that actually has a regular upload schedule. Fiona is too powerful. Fiona and Duchess are powerful. We kind of fuck around.
Fiona doesn't sleep. Fiona is not powerful. Fiona needs to rest.
Tired.
I will drive over to Calgary and force her to rest.
I guess I have two extremes with scripts. Either they take months on end, and live in like a half-finished state for much time. That's kind of where the MSS Blue and Bioshock scripts are sitting, where they're mostly done. There's just a few sections missing I can't articulate. So they either take months and months and months, or they take a night. There is no in between. I wrote the script for the internet etiquette video in 2 hours, 3 hours, because sometimes the thought just hits you like a sledgehammer and it just comes out immediately.
Yeah.
And that video in total took 2 days to make. I was possessed. Most of my videos take a year to make, but that video 2 days. It was
That's
wild.
impressive.
So yeah.
Okay, well, I've taken anywhere from like a day to 2 years to make a script. So like, I guess it really varies on how angry I am.
You're
Or, like,
fueled by your rage.
Yes, okay, 2 factors. How angry I am and like how like severe the bullshit I had to comb through is. Like if it's like really upsetting to go through, like the Robin video that I made, usually I will take like a lot longer, like I'll take like a few months. If it's like something that's just like, I don't know, like something that's interesting and not like not serious, like my GH's video, it'll take like maybe, I don't know, 4 hours or so. But then again, like the drama videos also require like a lot of research, so I don't know if that factors into the script writing process.
I mean, yeah, I would say it does. Like, there's like the period where you gather a lot of the evidence and then the script writing after it, but then you kind of go back and forth between the two, like a whole bunch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes you have to like double check it.
Yeah, especially if there's a lot of like evidence to get through. I am getting more flashbacks to Vault. Yes, I am. Soon, I promise. Anyway, B, what about you?
It definitely depends on, unfortunately, a lot of different factors. Because I've had instances, like, where I can pump out a video script in 2 days. Like, the video I'm hopefully going to put out either later tonight or tomorrow, I wrote up in 2 days, and then I just sort of had to, like, fix a few things while I was editing. But then there are other times where I start on a script and I'm really involved, and then ADHD brain goes burr, and I get distracted by something else, and I totally forget about it, and I come back to it months later. And sometimes it really works out, because once you've had the opportunity to sit on something for a bit, you can go back and see what your thought process was at the time, and you can like reassess it in the modern day. I do like that aspect of it, but the fact that I have so many things that I have just blatantly forgot about and I will just stumble across every once in a while, like in the future from now, is sort of aggravating. I had this whole video that I wrote up like a year ago. I recorded it. I completely forgot that I recorded it. I recorded it again. And then I forgot about it again, and I remembered it existed a week ago.
God, the ADHD really do go burr, huh?
It fucks me over.
I mean,
you don't understand.
Do you guys work? I assume B and I are similar in this, in that I have to have multiple scripts running at the same time that I'm working on.
Yeah.
I can't focus on just one.
Yep. I will sometimes flip-flop between different projects. There will be every once in a while where I do manage to get myself to sit down and I can hyper-focus on one thing for an extended period of time. But unfortunately, it's very rare, and it was definitely more common when I could just sit back and smoke a joint.
I mean, yeah, again, the hyperfixation 2-hour script is a thing. It hits hard. I got... Oh, this is kind of a nice one just from Judge. What's your favorite thing about each other's content in terms of what we make? Ooh, that's kind of difficult. Like, again, I got into commentary because I liked B's content, and that's mostly because I liked B's presentation style and personality for that. And some of the cutaways I really enjoyed. Not cutaways, sorry, like edits and stuff. So, that's just down to I like B's personality, which sounds like an insult.
I think I really appreciate how much calmer Fiona's content is.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's something that I would like put on if I need to like just focus for a little bit on a drawing, or if I'm like winding down and like getting ready for bed. And especially since like the content itself isn't usually like very stressful. Like I really liked I know this is like kind of old, but like your video about Encanto and how
Yeah.
the community like tended to focus on like, oh, which characters are LGBT instead of focusing on the fact that it's, you know, like a cultural movie first of all, and second of all, like focused on family.
It's definitely Fiona, your content is like so cozy. It's so comfortable. I vibe.
Yes, thanks. Like, in the opposite vein though, like, I don't know, I kind of like your guys' stuff because it's more passionate. Like, I really struggle to kind of elevate my voice to the point where it's like, it sounds like I'm really enthusiastic about it. Like, Stream, for example. I really like that about your content. I like when it sounds like you're pumped about stuff, because I can't do that. I'm always kind of like, it feels very monotone. So when someone is like really into what they're talking about, it gets me really engaged with the topic.
I mean,
Like their passion seeps through the screen.
yeah, I feel
Yeah,
that
I wish
way
I could
about
say it was an act, but it's not.
Yeah, I
I'm
feel
just
that way
that loud
about
and that angry.
Yeah, no, you 100% are just the same way you are in your videos in person, which is great. Yeah, definitely the passion side of it is definitely Stream's one for me. Obviously, I'm thinking about the Undertale video, the Glitch Tale video. It's hard not to. Like, I don't give a shit about Glitch Tale. I'd never seen anything about it, and I watched the video. I'm like,
that video on the latest one, by the way.
My fucking legacy.
it is, yeah. Welcome to hell. Well, I watched it. I'm like, I think I messaged you after this. I'm like, we should make our own version of Glitch Tale. Like, we should make our own thing like it. But we're all really busy, so we didn't think about it further than that. But it made me want to do something, which is the type of content I love. Where it's like, I have a fire under my ass now. I want to do something. I've got kind of the perfect opposite of that. Oh, wait, hold on, who asked this? Who asked this? I want to name them. Oh, the chat has moved. Okay, your name is just call me like ooh, just call me V ooh woo. You don't have rights anymore. But what are some of you?
Hello?
Shut up! Shut up! Alright, new co-host, fuck you, no.
Get her!
What are some of your personal art commentary tics? I feel like this entire stream has been things we hate about art commentary.
Oh, yeah.
I can call stuff out more specific, but again, I hate when I watch an art commentary video and you can like, you can tell the reason they made this is a personal vendetta.
Yeah.
I am thinking names. I'm not going to say them, but all three of you know exactly the two people I'm thinking of, and I hate their shit. Yeah, no, if I can feel that it's petty, but they're pretending it's some moral crusade or objective fact, then I get shitty. Like, if you want to come on and be like, hey, fuck this person. Here's a video about why I hate this person. I'm like, okay, cool. You're being petty on main, whatever. I can get behind it. But it's like, this person is a danger to the community. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Anyway, that's just me.
I really hate it when, oh no, the thought is going away.
Oh no, come back. Come back.
Oh god. Oh, okay, sorry, it's back. I really hate it when people, are, like, told that, like, something is wrong, like, with the content. Like, I understand, like, if it's coming from, like, audience members or, like, you know, even people that you don't like, it's gonna be hard to take that critique, right? Because it's people you don't like and it's strangers, and it, like, it feels a little more personal, and it's harder to set aside your emotions of, like, oh, you think I'm bad, to actually understand the critique. But I really hate it when people are, like, presented with, reasonable and calm approaches to like what they might be doing wrong, and either refuse to acknowledge it or just don't do like any amount of like self-reflecting like on that. Like they can't seem to like what do you call it, like comprehend the fact that they might be wrong and they might have like done harm that they need to correct. And I will name names. Lao Convoy.
See, that's interesting, because, like, that's kind of the same issue I have, but where I'm thinking at it from a place of active malice, you're thinking of it from a place of, like, ignorance and stupidity, where they can't even comprehend the concept that maybe they're wrong.
Yeah.
Whereas I more think of it, it's like, even if they don't acknowledge to themselves that what they're doing is wrong, it's so obvious. Like, it's so obvious they've got a bone to grind. I was gonna say bone to pick and axe to grind at the same time. Whoops.
Bone to grind.
I would say that that's not inherently unique with art commentary, though. I think that like almost every community has like that, where like they lack a little bit of self-awareness and they're wholly ignorant to like potentially how ignorant they are, and thus the damage that they could be causing by saying the things that they say. Like I have a habit of just sort of like blurting things out truthfully when people ask me things, and that has landed me in some hot fucking water before. Oh my god. But like I don't do it maliciously. I do it because I'm not thinking. And when someone asks me a question, I blurt out the answer to the question because I'm not thinking in the moment. I'm just giving them the truth.
That's a very different thing to like making a script, editing the script, recording the audio, editing the audio, making the video. Like that's a little different. Like people say wrong things or things they don't mean or inappropriate comments off the cuff all the time. That's a normal human thing. It's more the like I have made a video to hurt this person that I don't like. I think that's
totally valid, especially if they're doing it specifically out of spite.
Yeah.
And if they don't have complete information.
Oh
which is,
god,
like,
yeah.
the worst thing. When they just blurt out a statement and it's like, oh, this happened, it did this, but then they don't expand on it and they don't explain like why is this an issue, who was affected, like what's going on.
Yeah, well that's just shit video creation at that point. You're not doing your job.
Yeah.
Granted,
yeah.
I kind of live in fear of doing that because I don't know if it's the dyslexia, the ADHD, or the bitch energy, but sometimes when I'm looking at my own scripts and I'm like, is this English? Does this make coherent sense? Am I speaking words? And then like I'll put it up and then the comments come in and it's like, okay, people actually could hear me speaking English, so clearly there were some words here.
Oh, it's like that joke that H Bomber guy like made. Oh, I'm sure my like videos would do well if like someone translated them into English.
Yeah, literally. I love that joke so much. Alright, oh, Vincent has a question. How often would you catch yourself thinking, maybe I should tweak my stills or OCs? Stream.
Oh, have you guys seen the running joke on my channel? Every new video I make has a new still in it. I can't stop. Someone help me.
Yeah,
I used to do that, but eventually it got to the point where I was like, I need to actually finish some of these. So now a lot of them I've been slowly working on in the background, although you will see some little snippets of some of the newer ones in the VidCon video.
I'm so keen for the VidCon video. Did you say that was coming out like tomorrow?
Oh no, I have a different video coming out tomorrow.
Oh.
I'm aiming to complete the artwork for the VidCon video so I can get it out either May 31st or June 1st or 2nd.
I mean, okay, that's two B videos in the space of like
In
what,
a
2
week.
weeks? That's wild.
Oh my god.
That never happens.
I'm bad for that. I'll have like months of no content and I'll be like, bam, 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 take it all.
No, I felt that.
I tend to do the same thing. It's like if I release a video, for some reason, like more videos naturally crop up at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. Whereas...
A lot of it is just like I'll be working on 12 different things at a time, and then like as I'm slowly creeping those 12 things closer and closer to finality, they all sort of end up coming together around the same time. And rather than being a smart person and spacing them out, I freak out because I was supposed to get half of them done like 3 months ago, so I just release them as soon as I'm done.
Whereas Fiona here has an actually healthy upload. Well, maybe not healthy is the right word.
Regular upload schedule.
Yeah, regular, frequent. I'm not sure if it's healthy, but it is there.
Yeah, just take it from me. If I'm uploading regularly, that probably means I'm avoiding something.
Oh god, but you're always uploading regularly.
Wait a
That's the
minute.
secret.
Yeah, wait a minute. Oh god. I mean, yeah, I've wanted to redo my stills for a while now because my character has kind of just shifted a little bit, but I have 100 stills. So
Do it.
look, do you want content or do you want new stills? I can only do one.
Do both.
Yes.
Oh
The answer,
god.
yes.
Oh, okay. Oh no. Death Alchemist, that's what the name is. Death Alchemist asks, does doing art commentary pressure you guys into recording yourselves doing art compared to not recording? Well, I mean, I don't think we'd record ourselves unless it was going into a video, right?
Sometimes I'm just like, this is a cool thing, I'll record it for the sake of like having the recording later in case I can use it. However, I don't know if you guys get this, I get before recording anxiety because all I can think of is like, what if I fuck up in the recording? What if I screw this up? And sometimes it takes me hours before I will work up the nerve to actually sit and draw the fucking piece.
Yeah, oh
The
god.
procrastination is so bad.
Yeah.
It's not even procrastinate. It's like fear. It's anxiety. It's
the
like I'm
paralyzing
gonna.
fear of mistakes.
It is. It's freezing and paralysis are like some of the biggest problems I have with regards to like the uncertainty in what I'm creating.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do the same thing where it's like, if I don't have like a thumbnail sketch or something of the art beforehand, I can't record it. And that happens in streaming too. Like, I very rarely stream drawing art unless I'm doing like art from bases for like followers and stuff. Because yeah, you sit there, it's like, I draw all the goddamn time. But if someone's watching me, it's like, oh no, how do I use a pen? So yeah, same thing for recording time lapses. Stream?
Oh, sorry.
No, you were gonna say something? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, well, I mean, I usually just like, my solution has been, I will open commissions and then I will just record those commissions, and it'll become this infinite loop in which, oh, you want your art in a video? Commission me.
Hell yeah, get that money.
That's a smart way to do it.
Yeah, that's birds, stones, that works, yeah. And yeah, people like it. Some people like having their art and fan art and stuff in videos. Other people are like, please do not perceive me. I respect both. I respect both. Now, I think I had one more question somewhere, which I have lost.
So, Axe Eons asks, has anyone pointed out that the four of you each carry some vibe of an Undertale AU?
Okay, I'm leaving.
Wait,
which ones?
You gotta be more specific. Which ones?
Yeah, which ones? Hold on. I will base my level of offense on the answer. I also am aware I have a heart on my chest, which does not help.
I will
Yeah,
lie to
there's my
Mali about what
personality
AU
around
it
this
is.
Well, Stream here is our like resident, what is it? Not professional, expert.
I'm the Undertale encyclopedia.
Yeah, you're the resident expert, so they can judge like if your AUs are appropriate or not.
Oh, Green Machine asks, how would you guys feel if someone made a video where they made for Pokemon they hate character design-wise?
Wait, hold on. Could you say that again?
How would you guys feel if someone made a video where they variants for Pokemon that they hate character design-wise? It's funny that you mentioned that because I literally am looking at a video, the sidebar from Subjectively, that is, we fixed our least favorite Pokemon again.
I mean, sometimes they had to do it a second time. I mean, sometimes people use like, we fixed this in kind of an ironic or like joking way, or because it's, you know,
a clickbait way.
Yeah, in a clickbait way because the algorithm likes it. And I feel like the title means less to me than the presentation. Like if they're bitter, you can always tell.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're just, you know, having a fun time redesigning Pokemon, then I think that's fine.
Plus with Pokemon, it's like, isn't there specifically like a design stipulation where like on really cool Pokemon they'll put in like one dumb thing to make it not too cool?
Really?
That I heard that was like a thing specifically in the Pokemon design process. Pokemon is coming out
I've heard
too
that as well.
cool. Yeah, they'll
Huh.
put something dumb on it in order to offset the cool so that it's not like too popular and there's more of a
What
like,
do you
variation.
mean?
Yeah, that's a weird... I mean, I kind of
Like-
understand the logic, but
Like with Garchomp, it's if I remember correctly, it's like
tread carefully.
plain side things.
Okay, you don't... Okay, listen. Garchomp is a perfect
I
baby.
like Garchomp. I like Garchomp. I'm just saying, like, I'm repeating what
I mean...
Look, Garchomp is a standing shark. Garchomp's
Yeah.
fucking great. Although Gibble is baby.
Gibble. My
Gibble is
baby.
baby.
I love my shark boy. God damn, I love that Pokemon. Anyway, yeah, I kind of get what you're saying. That's a weird rule, but I guess when you have that many Pokemon and there's definitely been a trend in the Pokemon community to pick favorites that can cause problems, I can see why they might do that.
Oh, here we go. Workshop's color vibes is Outer Tail. Ponder is Nightmare Sands, obviously, or Snans? Obvious joke here. Mali with the Jack could be Underfell, and I can't think of one for Fee, I'm sorry.
Oh, why does Fee get off scot-free?
No!
Also, I will actually, 100%, I will take Underfell. That's mine. You can't, I'm taking the AU now, it's mine. I want to be edgy.
I'll come up with one for feet. There was this one coffee shop, AU. Okay, it's either coffee shop or Farmer Tale. Those are both like very chill AUs.
Oh,
the same
Farmer
vibes
Tale.
that you give. Yeah.
Yeah, Farmer Tale sounds good. Although, what's the one with, like, Cosmic Starboy Sans?
Oh, that's me. That's Outer Tail.
Oh, that's Outer Tale? Okay, yeah. I should know this. I have...
I'm looking at Nightmare Sans. Just, yeah.
I do like the
Sans is
Nightmare.
a tentacle monster.
It was recently, actually, when we were going over our old cringe art, I showed Stream, like, my Sans art, and for a second you're like, oh, I remember this. And I thought you meant you remembered it from me, and then no, you had just seen it online before we even met. When I drew my Sans art. It still sells at conventions.
Oh
Fuck
my
yeah.
god. That's crazy.
Right? And it's always funny when someone sees it, especially younger people. It's really interesting when, like, a 12-year-old sees it. They go, Mom! Sans! Because there's, like, no stuff for Undertale, really, anymore. It's already been phased out. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's cute.
All I'm hearing is there is a potentially untapped market here that no one is taking advantage of.
Well, I mean,
and I will take advantage of it.
Well, my entire, like, store at conventions is obscure stuff. Like, I've got Outlast, Bioshock, like, stuff that typically isn't in fashion because it's not, like, Genshin Impact was the big one the last few conventions I went to. And I'm not timely, so basically my entire store is vintage fandoms for sale, or obscure fandoms for sale. That's right, on one of the podcasts, we were going to talk about just convention, like, tabling at conventions.
Oh, that's true. Duchess will be there because she's
Yeah.
like done a lot of those.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that later, but yeah, no, there's stories there. Also, Fell Mafia Mali went, stop giving me new AUs to draw. Stop! Are there not enough Mallies for you already?
No.
There's so many.
Mally, you need to do what I'm working towards, where you create a base set for your avatar, which has little to no clothes, and then you just put on different outfits.
We had the same thought!
Oh, we're playing
Yes!
dress up.
Fuck yeah, because then you can dress up for the occasion. That's why I have
do
like
whatever
so
the
many
hell you want
backgrounds
with
I
your
gotta work on.
character.
Exactly. You get bored with one outfit, flip them into a new one. Who gives a shit?
I mean, I just don't stay consistent with my design. I just put them in whatever, whenever. You think I've ever had shorts before? This is new. The shorts are new. And the boots. I usually don't even have shoes. Ref sheets don't
you're
exist.
the barefoot one here.
Yeah, well, ref sheets don't exist, so I don't have to follow the law. Anyway, are there any last things we want to cover or questions, and then we'll wind down because I think we.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should probably like wrap
Yeah.
this up because it's been going on for a while.
Yeah, we're only meant to go for like an
Yeah.
hour. They won't always be this long. We'll try and cap.
Shut up.
We'll try and cap them like maximum 2 hours, but aim for like an hour 40 minutes instead. But yeah, this is our first run of this, so we're just kind of fucking around and finding out.
Oh, Eon, or Axion's, no, the base has hair.
Oh yeah, the hair
Oh,
stays.
your base has hair. My base has no hair.
Oh, well. Yeah, my base, the hair stays the same. I don't really flit around with that too much. I could make the hair longer because my hair's all like shoulder length right now, but I don't like it being shoulder length. I need to cut it. So
I would also like to point out, someone in chat is struggling with the super chats. I'm gonna put money on me just not monetizing this again. Bringing back into focus that habit of not doing that. Whoops, let me check. I don't know how to check that though. It's...
Do you have any last things to say, like, before we go, Fiona?
Nothing I can think of at the minute. Just, it's been interesting hearing everyone's perspectives and stuff, and it's always nice getting to, hang out with you guys. It's always fun.
Oh, I'm so excited for VidCon.
Yeah!
I can't believe it's been a
week straight
year.
of not shutting up. A week straight of yapping.
Oh yeah. I
Gonna make you
can't
guys
believe it's
too.
been a year already.
yeah.
It feels like it was only like a month or two ago. God. Anyway, well, I'll probably try and do another VidCon vlog, although maybe a little more timely this go around.
I bet money that you're not gonna get it out until like next year.
maybe that's the play. Every time I go to VidCon, I release a new vlog from the year before.
Yeah.
That's the
That
move.
way you can use it as advertising. Be like,
Oh.
yeah, and I'm so excited to come back to VidCon this year. In a week.
Exactly.
I'm actually already here. Oh god. All right. Well, I think we're good. I think we all wrapped up. So that's the thing though. I never know how to end like these things, which is why they kind of drag on. Because I'm like, how say bye?
Well,
I
guess...
find. Sorry.
No, you go
I was
first.
just gonna. I find the most effective means of doing it is to just make weird noises. Just be like, "All right, everybody, see you later."
Oh, so just die on camera. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Alright, well, I guess obvious plugs. Honestly, everyone here already knows you three. But obvious plugs, they're in the title. Go and say hello. Go and give a what is it on YouTube? Subscription? I don't know. It's not like I've been on this platform for 4 years or something. Anyway.
You know what would help? We should come up with like a structured outro.
Oh, like, I'm just in my head hearing Markiplier's outro echoing in 4K. But yeah, outro. It's gonna be something like kind of stupid.
We'll see.
BP to the horror. Green Machine, just you fucking wait. When Mali's VidCon vlog comes out, I forgot that I did something in that video and I jump scared myself.
I know the exact thing you're thinking about. You fucking animal.
Cryptid energy.
Literally. I'm so sad I didn't get the shot of Apollo waterboarding you. Only the aftermath. It's such a shame.
I did not mean to do that. I thought you were doing that like dumb thing that kids do where they just walk around with shit in their mouths. I thought the bottle was empty.
My arms were tired. I was just holding it with my teeth.
Oh my god. Okay. We'll come up with a group outro later. For now, we'll just fuck off. So, alright, chat. Bye, I guess. Everyone just say bye once and then I'll stop.
Bye, everybody.
I'll see you later. Maybe. You don't know that. Maybe I'll see you tonight.